Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Monday at 1 p.m. and it looks like I'm streaming. All right, so here we go. Michael Muller was first today. Thank you very much for coming in here today. Everybody, I want to say hello to everybody. It's going to be a great day as usual out there, so thank you for being here today. Let's see who's out here. Wild Bill, thanks for coming in today. It's good to see you today. The Rooster, what's going on? Felony Girl, that's an interesting name. Hello there, Donald Romano. Is this where the Super Truckers hang out? Yeah, some of you. Trucker Hershey, hello there. The Super Truckers, Mark, I don't know about that. So that's certainly not me. Backwoods Northwest, hello, what's happening? It's cold and rainy here today, by the way, GT40. It's time for the Mark and Gracie show. That's exactly correct. We're going to talk about a pumpkin truck crashing and the driver was squashed. Oh, man, that's really something. Class A truck sales are they're up. They're record sales. I have the numbers. The trucking apocalypse, not happening, all right? And we got some other things going on. Companies close, a trucking company close, and why that's a good thing. Hours of service comments are due today. By the way, there's a link in the description for that. Go get your comments in. Today is the last day that you can get those comments in, and I have a link in the description for that today. Among many other things, don't forget it's Roller Wiener Monday, as always, here on Mondays. So that's what's happening about that. Gracie is never impressed with roller wieners. She's not a huge fan of them, certainly, as you can imagine. So we are here today. I'm trying to get the clickies better. For new people, I'm not very good at doing this stuff. Surprising that I can do it at all. So thank everybody for being here and sticking with it. All right, so don't be a super trucker. Take it slow. And exactly. I don't know about that, Wild Bill. Hail, Mark. Holy mackerel. Trucker Hershey was sent to a new truck Tuesday, and the engine light came on Fridays. Diamond Jacks in Shreveport, 3 days. Wow, that sounds like a casino. That's what it sounds like. Here we go. Michael Muller was first. I think I said that. If I didn't, thank you. Jason is here today. Michael Cole, good morning. Good afternoon here. D-Boy611, good afternoon. Super rainy around here today, right? Yikes. Kevin, hello is here. Hello. Thank you. Boy, I'm way off today. What is going on? It's Monday. I should be fresh. Fresh as a daisy today. Gearhead, what's happening? The D-Boy611, the question for new driver video is very funny. Thank you very much. I like some of the ones that people added to that too as well. That was really good. I appreciate it. We're going to have the violent and famous Santa Ana winds in Southern California. Oh, right. Yeah, be careful about all that. Those will be picking up and stuff. Cold Shoulder, good morning from Saskatchewan, Canada. Hey, what's going on up there? Hey, yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here, an international listener. I love it. Hello, International. Are we out there? Stephen Taylor, hello. Yeah, I want to say, look, let's refrain from profanities. I put that out there. Let's keep it all professional out here. All right, so there we go. Hey, Diddley, Roger Penske is here today. It's good to see you. Kim English, thank you for being here today. Kay Wayne, good morning. Chrome Daddy's here. Fleet Nav Systems is always in the house. Thanks for being here. People should check that out. You need some help with those ELDs. Man, that is the place to go for information. Sam Dillsaver, hello from rainy Louisiana. Yeah, always. And it made it all the way up here today, though. I bet it's warmer there. It's chilly up here today. Jonathan Jeff, hello. Todd, turn the camera on. Yeah, I should be up there now, right? Bandit Trucker, hello. Michael Cole. Hey, what's happening? By the way, Todd, I'm very bad at this, so I'm lucky when it's on at all. Thanks for that, though. Ralph, good afternoon. The cat is doing good, and we have Bridget also doing very well today, coming to the show to say hello. So there's Bridgie. She's here. They still don't really like each other, so I don't think there's going to be anything I can do about that. WV, good afternoon. It's good to see you. Kim tried to make a cat toy out of a roller wiener and did not work out. Yeah, they don't, they're not fans of roller wieners. Maybe if it had a tail. Paul, checking in from Washington State. Alex, the OTR driver, porting in with some bad news. Let's see what that is. Okay, when the trucking apocalypse called off, yeah, you already picked up a Hallmark card. You're going to have to hold on to that because there's no apocalypse at all. We'll get into that in a minute here. Marty St. Amour, Q&A Live, thank you for being here. Texas Trader from Houston. Finally some heat. Christina, hey, it's rainy in Southwest Indiana. I know. It's chilly up here, though. It seems like 50s. Right, chilly. Air not running. Princess of Dixie Hill, hello. Gilbert, what's up? The solution for white coat what is the solution for white coat syndrome? Some doctors are better about that than others. That's where you go in and you'll get your blood pressure taken and it's high, but only high at the doctor's office. You come home and it's good. You know what? Some doctors will take this. Buy one of those home blood pressure arm cuff things and take your blood pressure over the last few days, maybe the last 5 days, and they'll save it. It saves it in there, and take that in. Some of them will accept that and say, look, this is my blood pressure. Maybe get a note from your own doctor that says that's the blood pressure. Sometimes they'll accept that kind of thing. It's worth a shot. Dan, hello from Michigan. It's election day. Goodbye liberals in Canada. It's election day. Not here yet. Coming up, though. Just came out of weather shutdown in Lake Charles, Louisiana. What's going on where there's a weather shutdown? Good BP goes up at a DOT physical. That's the problem, right? Fleet Nav Systems, thanks for the shout out. We'll be missing the live stream the next 3 weeks and skip out early today. We'll be posting videos regularly. All right, well, thanks for being here anyway. I appreciate it. And for all the good information that you're putting out. It's hard to find good information, so people should check that out. They have a YouTube channel. Check them out for good ELD information, seriously. Jack, hello from Illinois. Truckers Coach is here today. Hello. How's it going out there? Andrew Hall. Hi, Mark. Beautiful day in Vegas. When is it not nice in Vegas? Down at the M&M Museum. Wow, Bill, who do I drive for? Well, I don't get that question often for new people, so nobody ever asked me that. I don't say who I drive for. Keeps them out of my videos, right? I don't recruit for them either, because so many people, another driver that's, I don't know if he'll be on the channel, so I don't want to see who it was, right? He was making videos and his company fired him. Okay, so if he comes in here, he can announce himself. If not, that's okay. Didn't say anything about that, but he did video. The company let him go for that, okay? So be very careful about that. I don't say who they are. That keeps them out of my videos. They have nothing to say about it then. Don't mention them. And also don't recruit for them. So you also have that side of it. No recruiting going on here. Skippy38 dropping Newark, New Jersey. Holy mackerel. Roger Penske, say hi to Elvis. You can get married by Elvis in Vegas. Todd, hey, you're headed to Effingham. That's an awesome place. I love the Petra over there. Visa tuning in from Colorado. Nice. Snow chains, are they ready? Michael Cole. BP is due to testing stress. I know, that's the thing about it. It's only high at the physical, and the doctor, some of them will let you lie down there too. Tell them, look, it's always high at these physicals. Let me lay down. Sometimes they'll do it. It just depends on the doctor. And there's a guy too this week who lied on his physical. I have that in the news here. He lied. They arrested him. Okay. Now, it doesn't say what he lied about it, but it says on his medical form, when he initially took it, he checked yes to an answer that would prohibit him from getting a physical. That's what it said. And so they didn't give him a physical. And that was in May. In September, he went back to take another physical and checked that box for no. And then he got the physical and he was arrested. He was arrested for that. So if you're going to take a physical, you have to be honest about it. Now, how they knew that, how they found out, maybe he went to the same doctor. I don't know. It doesn't really say, but he got arrested for lying on his physical form. That's not great. Donald, hello. Alex, you lost your job as a steel driver. Thought I was a temp worker and did everything right. That stinks. So some company had you through a temp service and you lost your job? What's the deets on that? Hand out the deets. Hope I'm well today. Yeah, doing good today. Trying to regain my faculties, apparently. Jonathan, heavy weather in Lake Charles. Oh, I see. Donald says it's stunning in Stockton. That's awesome. That's a great policy. Thanks, Wild Bill. Swift loves me. Oh, I bet they do. I always say they're not the worst company, so I guess that's a vote of confidence in the place. Lisa is headed to, likes the live show, thank you very much, headed to Carlisle, Pennsylvania with mulch pallets from Jersey. At least you're getting out of New Jersey. Donald, I heard aspirin can lower your level. That's interesting. Beet juice. I always heard also if you take beet juice regularly, that can lower your level. Blood pressure level. This depends. Any word on, I don't know if that's true or not. Any word on if P&G power outages are affecting drivers? Oh, I don't know. You wouldn't be able to get fuel. Any truck stop or any place that has fuel doesn't have fuel unless they have their own separate, generator. That's it. Trucker Hershey, do you lie down when driving? That would help, wouldn't it? Does anyone know the difference other than the numbers between the amber filament? Holy mackerel. That's very specific. Considering doing ELD Q&A live streams in the future, is that something people would be interested in? Oh, that's interesting. Would people be interested in a live stream with a company that does this for their as their specific thing, that's great. I think it'd be a great idea. What's going on? Good morning, Oscar. So what's going on with the markets and more companies shutting down? All right. So this company shutting down, I have this on here too. I have a ton of things written on here. A company shut down Cool Runnings, okay? Shut down in Louisville, in Kentucky. I don't know if it was Louisville. They went bankrupt. Look, they only have 5 employees. All right, so my take, and they were shut down because of a lawsuit. One of their drivers had an accident, going 82 in a work zone, ran a bunch of people over. He was on meth, and the company allowed the driver to falsify his logs. Now, I'm sure they would say that's not true, but here's the thing. He showed off duty until June 25th. In fact, he worked the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th and 25th. All right, a company knows when the truck moves. How does this company know that? Well, when they investigated this accident, they just got the logs of the truck. Simple as that. So this company knows the truck is moving around, and so they allow it, by default, by not saying anything about it. It's being allowed. And it's this guy going 82. Why does a company truck go 82 miles an hour? All right, that's another question. That's pretty fast out here on the east side. So all these things, the company allows this thing to get work done. And so then they shut down 5 employees. It doesn't say they have 5 drivers. It said they had 5 employees in an article that I read. That's not a lot. That's not a trucking apocalypse. That's not the end of the world. That's a company that should be shut down for allowing drivers to run over their log for 3 days. Okay, my truck, in 2 minutes, it comes on there that says, hey, you need to stop and log in, whoever you are. This is unauthorized movement. All right, so, and it sends a message. If you don't stop within a couple minutes, it sends a message to dispatch that says, this truck's moving, what's going on? That way they can look up and see what is going on. So to allow a driver to do that, not a big fan of it. Then that's what happens. The company shuts down. White coat syndrome, sometimes DR will take the blood pressure at the end, often lower than the initial reading. Yeah, sometimes, right. You just got to talk to them. Tell them right up front, no matter what. Look, my blood pressure is always high here. Can I lay down in a dark room? Sometimes they'll let you do that. Can I relax? I'm kind of concerned about it, because tell them you're concerned, because if it's too high, you lose your job. And so a lot of doctors will understand that. Swift did not get better. Other companies just got worse. Well, that might be too, but they're still not the worst company. Let's put it that way, which is good, at least, to not be the worst. Alex, company offered you a position early September that would be in place today, but they found someone with more driving experience through their own hiring. Yeah, at least there's more jobs. I mean, this is bad, but at least there's tons more jobs. Day Cab Gear Jammer, beautiful morning in Northern California. Love it. Rhinestone Rookie, hello from where's the Rump Ranger Express going on at? Roger Penske, yikes. What kind of, is that the Ontario, California TA out there? The one with less showers? Roger Penske in Vallejo, California. Nice. On the waterfront. Oh, super great. The Princess of Dixie held the Lehigh Truck Show in Virginia was a success. 100 truck convoy and so many trucks at the show. Oh, you wore the shirt. I thank you very much. I love it. Is there a picture? You could send that picture. I'd love it. Stephen Taylor, good old trucker meth. Yeah, that's how you get going 82 in a work zone and kill a bunch of people. That driver, by the way, is in jail. He was arrested and had a huge sentence for that. So the driver got in trouble for that. But the company cannot stand there and say, oh, we had no idea, when the trucks are tracked. They cannot say that. So they absolutely know, and they just turn the other cheek on it with the 3 monkeys. They hear nothing, see nothing, and say nothing. Well, this is what they get. It's 5 employees. 5 employees. It isn't a huge company. Brad, hello to all American drivers from Canada. Thank you for welcoming us there. And hey, come on down to visit sometime. It will help to use a big cuff if your arm. I don't know if the cuff size matters. Maybe. 5 employees, should I send them my card? Yeah, I mean, you could just put all their names on the envelope. It's such a small place. This is always what I say the downside of a small company. That doesn't mean large companies can't close, but here's 5 employees. So when there's an accident, the whole place closes. If you worked, let's say Schneider had that same accident, they wouldn't be closed. Everybody wouldn't lose their job. It's something to consider. Do I know why tankers get paid more than other drivers? I don't even know that that's true. I don't think that tankers get more than other drivers necessarily. Well, hello from YRC. How's it going over there? Probably good, getting paid for all your time. Are you getting plenty of time these weeks coming up? Jason, you get first deer in Zanesville. Broke the radiator and bumper. Wow. Put you down for the weekend. Yeah, that stinks. How's the deer? Al Johns is here. Thank you for being here. Red Monkey Trucking is in the house. Hello. Everybody should go check them out, too. They have a pretty interesting channel going on over there. Well, Bill, your doctor took your BP and didn't like the number, so he took you to relax and checked again at 5 minutes. Or 15 minutes. Right. Now, that's a good doctor because they should know that sometimes it's up. Some of them I heard are hard-nosed about it. But I would say just be upfront about them right when you come in. Hey, I'm kind of nervous, Can we do this laying down or whatever? Yeah, so you got a good place there. And see, so it's higher there. That's not your actual blood pressure. It's just high right at that moment. Maybe if you're wearing one of those devices that takes it all the time too, that might be a way to do it. Wouldn't be surprised if they started a GoFundMe for the driver. Oh, that driver in jail? Yeah, I won't be donating to that guy either. He was on meth too, which was in his conviction. So this guy on meth working. It didn't say he was driving illegally, meaning over hours, just that he wasn't logging the time. He had the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th as off, and yet he was driving all those days. They can find out this kind of stuff if there's any kind of problem. Plus, going 82 in a work zone, not a great plan. And doing meth, not a great plan. England just announced they'll be pulling 53-foot triples, 2 trailers with loads, the other one with driver bunks. They should do that. Somebody said Werner also is using 3 bunk trucks. I can't find anything out about it. Don't know if it's true. Got an email about it. If anybody drives for Werner and has a picture of that, I'd love to see that, or knows that it's a fact. Right. Fleet nav system is taken off. Drive safe. Thanks for coming in today. Cuff size matters. I love it. Well, the max speed of a YRC truck is low. It is. If you're a larger person, small cuff will give abnormal higher reading. You're 300 pounds and they use the wide cuff. Do you pass the physical, no problem? Apparently you do, right? The top truck is 63 at YRC. That's all right. Depends what you make, right? Oscar, how does that work? No, the question is, how did the deer taste? Yikes. What do you tape it to your hood? The top speed of a truck is 63, right? You was up for 20 hours and the doctor understood. What are you doing up for 20 hours and then taking your physical? Get a good night's sleep. Don't have the gigantic big boy pancake breakfast the day before. I mean, what is going on? How do you even stay up for 20 hours? I'd have been zonked out. Holland is merging with YRC. That's great. Hello from Louisiana. Dwayne is here. Market's better. Is it better to be paid 25% of loader per mile? That's a personal opinion because some people on percentage do really good. I prefer mileage because I don't want to get hosed on the percentage. I'm always afraid they're going to hose me. That's number one. And if the rates go down, so as the rates fall, you get a pay cut. But if the rates go up, you get a pay raise. So you get the benefit of it and you take the hosing on it. And as a non-owner of the truck, I don't want to take the hosing or the benefit. Give me a flat rate and they'll figure out how to make the money on it. So for me, it's not great for me. Red Monkey Trucking is in Crawfordsville. Really? Right down the street. You're 27 miles away. Headed to Georgia. Where do you pick up in Crawfordsville? There's nothing down there. Well, Casey, what state do I live in? I'm here in Lafayette, Indiana. Just north of Crawfordsville. So that's great. Okay, so today, hours of service. Remember, last day is today. Link in the description. It's got all the information there to go comment. It's the last day. There were 8,000 comments or so last I looked. That's not great. There's a million drivers. You have a comment to tell the FMCSA, click the link, head up, write your comments out. It's the last day that they're accepting comments. It says August 8th or whatever, but it was expanded to today. Today is the final day. Class 8 truck sales are up. Record sales. Record sales. All right, so 28,258 trucks in September versus 23,648 a year ago. And that is the highest number since December 2006 when they sold 26,462 trucks. That's a record. Here's the thing. The media, right, people call it the liberal media or whatever, they want everybody to be negative. They always want everything to be negative. And then other people pick up on that. Negativity spreads a lot easier than being positive, than, being success. Nobody likes success. Everybody wants everybody to be drawn down to their level instead of, trying to raise everybody up. It's like the fisherman, which I heard this story years ago. Some guy was fishing and catching crabs, and he would throw crabs in a bucket, but it didn't have a top on it apparently. Somebody came by and said, won't the crabs escape if you don't have a bucket on here? He goes, no. He goes, if there's one crab in there, they get out. He goes, but if there's two, the ones in the bottom hold the ones back that are trying to get out. That's how life is here too. People don't want success. They hate it. They want to see everybody fail rather than everybody succeed. The truth of the matter is that truck sales, Class 8 sales, are up 19.5% since last year, and this is record numbers, 28,258. That's 13 years since those numbers have even been close to that amount. That is, companies aren't buying trucks that are going bankrupt, okay? These are record sales numbers. Don't think like it's an apocalypse. Don't think any of that stuff, right? Freight is still moving. Do you see people not buying things? No. It's going to be a great season. You know, you get what you think about. That's the Motivation Monday message of the day, I guess. People always think negative. Everything is horrible. Life is falling apart. That you're going to attract that to yourself, okay? Don't think that. Always think positive. It helps, believe me. Record sales, you can't argue with the numbers of record sales. David is going to go to Hawaii in 5 days, and we are all going with you. I appreciate you chartering a plane for us. We'll see you in Hawaii. Jeremy, hello from Huntington, California. Nice. Wayne had a doctor. Red Monkey Trucking. Oh, at Acuity Lighting. Oh, nice. All right. Sweet. That should be a light load then, presumably. That's about all that's down there in Crawfordsville, but I'll give you that. Okay. Will Casey Restriction E is the devil? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of jobs now. Even I see them advertising saying, oh, we'll take the restriction now and stuff. So, and I think that's going to go away. I've been saying that, though, and it hasn't. Where are you finding that the restriction is a problem? Let's ask that. Vamp, what is going on? IDO, stay safe. You're on home time. That's great. Long weekend. Omar, hello from Miami, Florida. Well, somebody finally in the warm weather. Corey, your friendly tow truck driver from San Antonio is here. Thank you for being here. I can never forget your city. Trucker Hershey, who can beat this? Your truck broke down on 928, sent a new truck 10-2. Sent saying you pulled 2 loads. What is going on? I'm looking down at the thing. It says 1021. Do you have your dates messed up there? Or are your loads paying like $7 a mile? What's the favorite truck stop? Yours is Love's. I love the Love's truck stop. I love it. There's no other truck stop where I can go in and get fresh fruit and a suit of chainmail armor, all with my points. No other place can do that. Steven had no problem with freight. You just wrapped up the week with 32.55. Exactly. But I will, don't you think, like, if you think, oh, it's horrible, nothing is coming for me, can't get anything done. I mean, that person is not going to be the person that success comes to. You got to always be thinking the thing that you want. Always be, kind of ahead of the curve. When you're always staying down and, oh, it's no good, and then you hear somebody else doing good, oh, that's no good, you're right, you got lucky or whatever. No, not really. Are they paying you, Hershey? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Andrew, cool turn to hear Trucking Info, got a motivational seminar. Well, thank you very much. I try to do maybe a minute of Motivation Monday just because I hear all this negativity. Everybody, oh, it's terrible. This is bad. I can't do this. I got to change jobs 14 times in 2 years. You don't have to do any of that. Keep a positive mindset. Everything that you want to learn, everything you want to know about anything is already out there, right? So what is the difference between someone that's successful and someone that is not successful, okay? The way they go about doing it, their mindset, because the information's there. One person thinks they can do it, they're going to get it. The person that thinks they can't do it, they're not going to get it because, darn it, you can't be your own worst enemy. Holy mackerel. Papa Don, negativity is like greasy fingers. Everything you touch gets smeared. Nice. That's very good, too. That would make a good one, too. And don't go out and buy a Trucker Apocalypse card. It's a waste of money. K. Wayne, those are kind of seasonal, right? Isn't there a fairly authentic Chicago-style Greek restaurant in Lafayette? Roger Penske, no. Not that I know of. Fairly authentic Chicago-style Greek restaurant. No. Where I used to live in Hammond, Indiana, there are some good Greek restaurants up there. That one has chicken liver feta omelets. What do you think about that? Holy mackerel. Cassius King Trucking is here. You're hurt. You gave yourself a demerit. Yes. What is going on? You're staying at the Waldorf and you got time to be here. Thanks for being here today. Oscar, So the head of the FMCSA stepped down. Yes. Do you think it will also come with regulation change? I don't know. He was all about getting people, getting the changes pushed through, getting all this happening. And he's like, oh, I need to spend time with my family, which means I was asked to quit by people ahead of me. That's exactly what that means. It's a real problem that he did that. And the guy taking over for him is a lawyer, although this guy wasn't a driver either. I think it's going to be a problem because nobody else was pushing for the changes as much as him. Hopefully, we can still get this through. You're still looking at late winter for any of this. We're talking, February, March at the earliest, I think. Alex, you have thoughts about being an owner-operator in times when I lose a full-time job? Well, I'm not a fan of being an owner-operator personally. There are people that do it, but I don't think at the end of the year, personally. Most owner-operators come out better than a good company driver if you had to buy all the benefits that you get as a company driver. You just can't match the benefits. If you don't need the insurance and stuff, maybe it's an all right idea, but it's a real problem otherwise. What if you don't get paid vacation, you don't get paid holidays, like when, I'm sure as a company driver, when your truck breaks down, they give you another truck. Okay, when you're an owner-operator, you get to wait for your truck to be fixed. That kind of thing. So for me, though, that risk isn't worth it for me. At the end of the year, with 5 weeks of vacation and paid holidays and everything, owner-operators don't come out better than a good company driver, I don't think. Michael Muller, your phone died. What did you miss? Yikes. Let's get that thing plugged in here. Red Monkey Trucking. Where did I go? I just lost myself here. Is that a roller wiener in your pocket? Exactly. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Paid for daily breakdown and paid to go to the other trucks. Well, at least they're paying you for that. I had to learn how to drive a stick, right? Because you got the restriction. But where has that, did it impact you getting a job? You're ordering a Blue Parrot today. I just saw that the 450s are like $140 at the moment. So the 550s are still $200 for a 550, which, it's got all the bells and whistles, certainly. But if you're going to wear it, make it a parrot, as we say on the show, exactly. So there we go to that. Thank you for that. It's the best one going, and I really do believe that, and I have one as well. There's Wild Bill. If you wear it, make it a parrot, right. What classic truck brand is your favorite? Diamond T. Well, all right, and I have a picture of a classic truck here today. How about these? Who can name these trucks? How about that? A cab over and the conventional version of the truck. I'm sure there are people on there that have driven these trucks, much less can name them immediately. So there you go. Classic truck picture today. I had that saved up on there. Some of us truckers just like complaining. That is true. That's true. People do like to complain, but that doesn't give them success. People that are successful, they don't have time to complain. They're too busy making things happen for themselves to be successful. I mean, life is short. I don't want to turn it into like some motivational thing, but life is really, really short. So whatever you're going to do, get to doing it. Don't complain about it. Complaining doesn't get anything done. Like companies, say a company closes, that doesn't get me anything done. So it's just in the past, and we just move on from that. I did not test on an auto. They did not give you a restriction, but you let the companies know I did not learn on a stick. That's not a bad idea. But say, look, I can drive it. I just didn't learn on it, because if you have the restriction, you can't drive them. So absolutely. Hey, what's going on? It's good to see you here today. Thank you for coming in. And, of course, I lose my spot, which I do regularly for new people on the show. So this is not exactly George Lucas directed here, doing my best. Will, driving a Freightliner heading into Memphis. That's awesome. Is detention pay loading and unloading freight time? Yes. A lot of companies, though, don't pay it or don't pay it very well. Every company pays it different. You may have to wait an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours before you get anything. Some don't pay it at all. I always use my points to pay for fuel. Oh, on your car, do they allow that? Lawyers want us to be less safe so they can make money from crashes. That's interesting. You got your roller wiener costume for the Halloween show. I was actually looking at them this weekend. We were out looking at them. I could only find a cheeseburger and a pizza. I'm working on it. So my insurance is paid for 100%. I pay nothing. That's very good. See, and so you don't have to worry about it as much. Oscar's an owner-operator and can't complain. Exactly. Look, for you, right, it works for you. And I'm always said, for many people, it works. They're very successful at it. For me, I don't want the risk, though. You have to admit it's more risk for you than me. Like if I go today, when I go in and my truck doesn't start, I just call them and then I get a different truck. They'll tow one to me. They'll go get one from somewhere. I'll get a different truck and continue on. I won't lose any money on it. And I'll get paid to sit there until they figure something out. And if they can't, I'll come back home and get paid for the entire day because I get a guaranteed pay. So if I come in today and I can't leave and it's their fault, I'll come back home 5 miles and I'll get paid for the whole day, a full day's pay. And that doesn't happen as an owner-operator because I get a guaranteed pay. I'm available, no work, I get paid. And that has happened, especially in the wintertime a lot. That does happen. I get several days, sometimes 5-6 days a year paid without working. And I would say most owner-operators don't have that option. You know, I was sitting at home making hundreds of dollars doing nothing. Why do some oversized loads have oversized cars and some don't? And what does an escort car do? Some oversized loads are so big, and I wish Geeks Trucking was here to explain this, that depending on the state, at a certain width or height, you have to have an escort car to either check the height of bridges or to move traffic out of the way. Heck, I've seen them where they cut the wires. They actually unscrew or whatever. However they do it, unscrew them. I don't know if they screw them in the electric wires and stuff to get loads down the road. So it depends on the state and what the restrictions are. You may need a one or more escort car. You may need a police escort, depending on how big the load is. Wayne, my buddy Eric hung up so he can listen to you, so you're going to listen to you. Thank you very much. Well, I'll take it. That's good enough for me. If an owner-operator lease from a dealer, free repairs and rental from the dealer according to Peterbilt. All right. Well, that's great. You'd have to take it back to them, but, that might be part of it. Look, for people that it works out for, like Oscar, I think it's great. A lot of people love doing it, and that's what you should find to do, something that you like to do. For me, I'm not willing to do it. I'm just not. Chrome Daddy says Marmon. Yeah, look at those Marmons. Wasn't that really something? Cab over Marmon and the conventional Marmon. So they do not make them anymore, made here in the United States, mostly by hand, super heavy trucks. Very good truck. Speaking of Blue Parrot, I bought one through Verizon a few weeks ago. Alex Diotri, I drove over. I didn't know they had them at Verizon. Marmon. There's Marmon on the right. Yeah, well, Bill, Marmon on the left, too. How about that? I've seen Marmon cab over campers in Pennsylvania yesterday and was too slow to pick. Oh, I haven't seen one driving in the road for a while. The only restriction I have is restriction 1. You never had E. What is restriction 1? I didn't know they had numbers. What is restriction 1? You're getting a Blue Parrot VXI. Thank you very much. Shout out to Blue Parrot. B350, right? That's what I use, the 350. I think that's, for me, that's good enough. I don't want the voice commands on it or anything. Left England last month after 14 months. You made your year. Boy, congratulations. Now I'm a yard dog at Lineage at Rhineland, Washington. If any of you are over there, don't be shy and say hi. What do you think? Do you think this is better than what you were doing? And are you making more money? That's another question, because it's so up and down at England from people that write to me. I mean, some people do great. Some people are making $400 a week. So what would you say? Would you recommend England for people to start or go there? Texas Trader, your Blue Parrot 450 works great. Mark admits he's losing at Truck Hershey. I know. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Greetings from the Bikini State. Neil, wow. Tom, hey, Mark, how's it going? It's good. It's going good. Glad to see you back. Thank you for coming in. Always welcome back here. And there we go. We'll go to Graceland on US 50, US 51. Texas Trader, your health insurance, fingers crossed. Right, for people that have health insurance, you should be coming up on your open enrollment at your company. So you should get that soon, too. Al Johns loves that classic truck picture. It should be a regular feature. Also, Monday Motivational Minute every week. Yeah, that's I like to put that out there. And I'm going to try and get the classic truck pictures, too. I happen to get that picture, so that's a good idea. Will, the company taught you to drive a stick before you took your test. All right, good. If the show is directed by Martin Scorsese, don't walk into the plastic. Exactly. I'd still get lost in the thing. Is it a scam to sign a lease truck with a company? Yes. Don't ever lease a truck, in my opinion, from the company itself. If you have to do that or that's something you want to do, at least lease it. outside the company that the truck is leased onto, so that you have control of your biggest asset, which is the truck. Because if a company goes under, like this Cool Running, say they had a lease driver on there and they go under, you lose your truck because they own the truck. You don't own the truck. So when the company goes under, you still own the truck and can put it on somewhere else. Todd doesn't understand why people don't take showers. When you get a free shower, the guy sitting next to you the other day said he had one for a week. Why not? Why are we not showering? 5 a week minimum. That's what I say on the road. No excuses. I cannot tell you the number of people that write to me and say, oh, I sit for 10 hours and, I only sleep 7 hours or whatever. I have all this time. Well, go take a shower during that time. The conventional Marmon looks just like a ripoff of a W900. I think that said this was a 57P, if I remember. And it was a 98, which must be one of the last years of Marmon. Trucker Hershey Marmon, never heard of it? Really? See, that's what I thought. You never heard of Marmon? If I remember right, they're made in Texas. A lot of it was handmade. They're very heavy, well-built trucks. People love them. There's still some on the road. I don't see that many of them. Andrew, that conventional M is a beauty, the classic photo. More pics. All right, I can collect some pictures of that kind of stuff. If you go to Grace and stay in the tourist part, a lot of the first 48. Oh, really? I didn't know that either. Michael Cole glasses is number 1. Really? I have glasses restriction. I don't think it's, I'll look at it. Maybe it is number 1. Is Gracie's favorite color purple? Oh my gosh. Really? Really? Holy mackerel. That's good. That's a good one. I think they still made Marmons in Australia long after they quit in the U.S. I didn't know they made them anywhere outside the United States. There's going to be some Marmon expert on here that knows that. I thought they were all made in Texas. Jeff, a big R, Conifer, Colorado. Conifer, Colorado. Drive safe. Do you have your chains ready? I saw Ford Aeromax, wow, pulling a flatbed with a load of shingles today. What's the last time I saw one of those in service? Oh, gosh, decades. They made them for a while and didn't come back. Remember, 3 o'clock and all's well. I've always said that. That was Ford's selling point, so every gauge you looked at always pointed to 3 p.m. If you looked across your dashboard, other than the speedometer and tachometer, okay, so every other gauge, 3 p.m., you could just do a quick scan, and if everything was pointed at 3 p.m., everything was okay. 3 o'clock and all's well. That was Ford's thing on those trucks. Just really something. Todd saw an oversized missile being moved in Wyoming. Escorts included multiple helicopters. Well, I think that may have a different thing. But yeah, depending on the size, right, of these loads, you can have 1, 2 cars, 4 cars. Sometimes the trailer, there's another driver for the back of the trailer. It has its own engine and drives the back tires where they steer. It can be crazy expensive. Owner-operator daily. Coal carriers is about to lose their biggest accounts. Really, why? Restriction 1 means you're required to wear glasses when driving. I'll have to look and see. Maybe it says Restriction 1 on my license. I wear glasses to drive. So, George Wilson Marmon was hand-built in Garland, Texas. No 2 trucks alike. Yeah, right. They're Texas trucks, hand-built and heavy, put together well, and they haven't built it for a while. Owner-operator Dale, drivers are not getting full pay for. Oh, really? Is that why they're going to lose their accounts? I had the blooper at 250, changed it to 550. Wow. Range is horrible. I can no longer go close to trailer doors without the call disconnecting. Yeah, I don't have a 550. I haven't had any problems with a 350. You should call Blue Parrot. Their customer service, so I'm told, is pretty good. You buy your Blue Parrot at Best Buy with the 2-year warranty. If it breaks, you take it back and get another one for free. Just pay $12 for warranty again. Oh, is that how they do it at that place? So is it more money there than the truck stop, or are they basically the same price? Glasses is B, corrective lenses on CDL. It seems like it was a letter, but I'm going to look at it. Any good company around Chicago that doesn't go east? They're hard to find good companies in the Chicagoland area. It's worth a call to GP Transco, which is just outside of Chicago. I don't know if they go to the Northeast or how often they go there, and they're not on the show today. They said they would be busy with stuff, but lately, but they're certainly worth a call to see where they go. Mormons were tanks with sleepers. Exactly. Everything is bigger in Texas. I saw a belt buckle that confirms it. Yeah, and even that was bigger. Cassius King Trucking saw a cab over pulling a Werner pup trailer with the new Werner logo a brand new pup trailer. So Werner's going to start pulling pups. That's great. Hey, at Sierra, England, they don't even know how to check the blinker and brake fluid. I saw you saying that earlier, too. People need to get that checked, especially before winter. You don't want it to get low and then freeze in there. Mormon trucks you see in Pennsylvania mostly. I would think they're all rusted out of there. Jeff has his chains continue on U.S. Hey, Mark, what company? The company that closed was Cool Runnings. Right, yeah, I have it here. Cold Running. Okay, right. Maybe I was thinking of the movie. Anyway. Was owned by the Jamaican bobsled team. Right. They closed, but, 5 employees. It said 5. It didn't even say 5 drivers, 5 employees. So I don't even know how many drivers they had. That is not exactly a trucking apocalypse like Freight Waves and all these people are trying to put out there. That's not exactly the apocalypse. It's one company closes because they have a huge lawsuit against them because one of their drivers on meth runs into a bunch of people in construction zone. The downside of a small place, one lawsuit can close the whole place and you are literally out of a job. Haven't I heard any news about autonomous trucks, says Andrew. It seemed to be a thing a while, but not much news. No, it comes and goes. There'll be a story, and then every news overdrive and Freight Waves and all these trucking news places all pick it up, run with the story. Every driver gets freaked out about it for a couple weeks, and then it dies out again. Until the next thing. Now that weather's getting worse, you don't see as much autonomous truck testing. So there hasn't been that much more about it in the news, really. As soon as the weather gets better, that'll get back, certainly. When did the first Indy 500 in a Marmon Wasp? I almost brought a picture of a Marmon car, too, but I didn't know if people would know that they made cars as well. Red Monkey Trucking just passed a driver with his foot on the dash. Told him he was number 1. Sweet. Was it a Werner driver? I'm always upset about it and then kind of impressed by it too. I'm like, that's kind of stupid, but it's pretty impressive he could do that because once you get in your extreme upper 30s, you can't do that stuff anymore. Alpha's getting loaded in Streeter, Illinois, not that far from here. The Rooster, Indian Head Food lost a bunch of accounts due to shortage of employees. Indian Head Food, shortage of employees. Where are their employees? Jason, your restriction for glasses and for Florida is an A. So, all right. So now every state's different. I'll have to look and see what mine is. If I were to do an owner-operator, I would use your own truck. Always use the truck, at least your truck or a truck you bought outside of a carrier. I mean, let's see. Oscar's on here. Still on. Would you say, right, buying the truck at a carrier, the worst way to do it? That's my opinion of it. The carrier closes, you can lose your truck, okay? You don't want somebody to own your truck other than you. Buy it outside of the carrier. Buy it at your own place. Get it yourself. Best Buy matches Amazon. All right, so you can get the same price. All right, you're good then. You saw GP Transco in Cheyenne on Saturday. I know they do a lot at West Running, yes. Was it one of these new teal colored trucks? Because that's the color I like, and I never see those colors either of their trucks. I see the white Volvo all the time out here. They have lost 89 drivers in the last month, including you. What are they doing over there? New York Thruway Service Plaza, so reasonable prices are. Yeah, don't you get a discount? Don't forget, on the toll road, you get a discount by showing your CDL. Will, am I doing Crap Company of the Week? No, we have changed that. I haven't done any companies, although we're going to have a trucking company up this week on the show, I think, on a video. Johnny, favorite route, 395 out of California to beautiful run to Portland. Sweet this time of year. Chef Matt Hammerschmidt is here. How about that? Grand cheap, try Romar Transportation. Oh, all right. I never heard of that place. Best Buy is cheaper than a truck stop. If Amazon has it cheaper, Best Buy matches. Most truck stops will not match your price. I will say that. Do any 1099 drivers get their health insurance through Costco? Why aren't we having a Texas trader? What are we doing as a 1099 driver? Why aren't we an employee? Let's ask that question. Because this is one huge scam in the trucking industry that I've talked about many times. If it's you that are 1099, let me ask, why do you allow yourself to be 1099? Let's see that. What's the company that delivers food again? 5 years experience will be the next step. Well, you have 5 years, you can go almost anywhere you want. Okay, Michael said it was a white one. See, I don't know where these teal trucks are. We got to write to them. Dwayne, you can get health insurance at Costco. That's what I want to do. Just put it in your bag and take it out of there. Schneider's pulling yellow doubles of 2-axle road trucks on a team. What the heck? I'm here late from Florida again, JJ Godfrey. Where's Schneider doing all this? Jonathan says Stevens Transport had to close their tanker division. Right, we talked about that because of a couple drivers died and a family dying. I did hear, they didn't say it, but people wrote to me and said, Mark, it's because of all their accidents that they have. And I'm like, I can't believe Stevens has accidents. Johnny, you just bought the house in Wyoming. Love it. Not bad for a company driver. Yeah, exactly. How much could a house be in Wyoming, though, right? I would love to move out there away from everybody. I think it would be great living out there. No traffic or anything. Yeah. Cassius King says Indian Head Foods is a Wisconsin-based food service. Now, that's how Star Automotive went down. Oh, Star is over there. That's right. George Wilson on the Grand Jeep. Discount on toll roads for showing CDL. Yeah, right. That sounds like a load of sarcasm. No, you used to get a discount all the way from Chicago all the way to the East Coast. Every plaza on the toll road, all the way out the pike and everything. CDL, you got a discount. That's how it used to be out there. Okay, so now that might have changed. I haven't been on the toll road in a while, but they used to be no problem. CDL discount. Owner Operator Daily. Shorting page week, always claiming one load not processing. Yeah, see, you got to get out of there because pretty soon it's going to be 2 loads and then 4 loads, right? Landstar's pulling yellow doubles in Kansas. Why doesn't yellow pull their own doubles? Once all autonomous trucks come, and then companies need to figure out if they want the T800 or the T1000 as a driver. Yeah. Let me tell you the truth. You never, ever, ever seen a teal GP Transco Freightliner a couple days ago. That's the first one. No one is seeing one. There's pictures of them. No one has seen them. We don't know where they are. They're out there somewhere. The number one brand selling of truck in the United States is what? Okay, so I have them all here from this other article. They're all broken down. Who sells the most trucks as a percentage of the trucks sold in the United States? These are Class 8 trucks. These are current makes, not Marmons or anything like that. My personal opinion, get your truck yourself. If you can save up and buy it, cash even better. You can take it to a dealership or run a dyno so they can tell you the current state. Yeah, cash would be the best way, right? No truck payment, because they were saying that, what are they saying? The 16% of a truck's cost is a truck payment, because people always say fuel is the highest percentage of the amount of money that you need to run a truck. Not even close. Pay, salary, and insurance for a driver, 43% of the cost of a truck. Now it's a CDL upcharge at the plazas. Oh, so you show this, they go, hey, do you mind paying extra? I have pictures of one of the Stevens tanker wrecks, or what was left of it. All right. Oscar, stay away from lease or finance through a carrier. Just like I said, if they go under, you and your whole investment is gone. And exactly. Yeah, some carriers will finance your truck too. Don't do it. Don't do it. That place closes, you're done. That's their truck. You don't own that truck. Go to a dealer, go somewhere and buy the truck outside of the carrier. And then that's your truck. Carrier closes, you keep your truck and put it on somewhere else. I think that's the best way to do it if you're going to do it at all. Cash, of course, would be, cash is king, right? Would be the best way to buy the truck. No payment. Martin just got a huge contract for the Long Beach port. Thousands of new reefer containers need drivers in California. Because they're that new law so that they make them employees, right? J.J. Godfrey saw Teal 1 in Florida yesterday, so they're around. They're just not here. They're sending them out, apparently. Freightliner International sells the most. Right. It is Freightliner. Next up is PACCAR with Kenworth and Pete's. Freightliner's 43.7% of the market, by the way. Then PACCAR, which is KWP, 26%. Volvo Mack is next at 16.8%, and then International at 12.7%. Get this. Other is 0.1%. Who's selling an other new truck? What other new Class 8 truck? But anyhow, that's 0.1%. Easily, Freightliner easily wins the market on that. A lot of it is because of fleet sales, certainly. But absolutely. Well, Bill, you live 3 miles from GP Transco. Do you want me to sneak over to the terminals and have a big, only if you're by there anyway, see if there's see what's going on, if there's any teal trucks. Maybe they're all out driving around in Florida. Cassius King says Freightliner's number 1 in sales, worst in quality. I'll tell you, this one that I have has not been terrible. Only in one time for out of regular maintenance work since the fall of 17. So which I got it new. So not bad, but I agree. Some of them have been not great. Christian, let me get to it's cutoff sentence day. Dwayne, lightning alert in Louisiana. Looks like you're getting paid to sit for a while. Good. Chronic flux. You'd never recommend Sierra to new drivers. If I could do it over, you'd pay for your own CDL. Yes. Wasn't consistent enough. Some weeks you'd see checks under 300. As a yard dog, you're seeing 900 at home daily. Right. Exactly. So you hunt $900, home every day. Much better. A $300 check on the road is ridiculous. And you're even better off even paying for the school yourself, getting a loan probably, than that, because it's got to $300 is nothing on the road. I mean, how many? That's 100 roller wainers. That's not worth it. See the Dallas tornado video? Haven't seen it. Right? When Schneider takes a load from Yellow, they take your job. Yeah, I don't understand. You should ask Yellow, since Yellow is union, why they're allowing a non-union carrier to haul your trailers. Johnny says the T680 is catching up in sales at a Cascadia. Well, they sell a little more than half as many trucks as Freightliner. So, Damon, the new Max look nice. I think that's helped them. They were double the sales of Volvo in the Volvo Mac deal there. Trucker Hershey saw a truck getting ready to lift a reefer off the ground that someone dropped. Sweet. What's a yard dog? Wild Bill wants to know what a yard dog is. Let's ask, too. In that yard dog in Washington, do they have a driver-facing camera in there? Others, Hino? Oh, glider kits? Oh, interesting. Super sleepers from Indiana. I don't know. Are the super sleepers that they make in Indiana titled differently, though? Isn't that still titled as a whatever W900 or whatever? They're just adding a sleeper to it. And Hino, they don't make Class A trucks. They don't sell Class A trucks in the United States, I don't think. I don't know how they title glider kits. Maybe that might be the other Class 8 trucks. Cash is king. All their brand trucks all have Super 10s. Yes, that's the 0.1%. They're still trying to sell them. That's why. Oh, they still sell one every once in a while. That might be the thing. First year is bad everywhere in trucking. The first year is not great. That's true. But a driver should be able to expect more than $300 a week. At a trucking company, you can't support your family. You go into driving to make a living, to change your life, and the recruiters and all the companies all promise all this kind of stuff. That's why I like places that have a guarantee. At least you know you're going to make your money. But $300 a week, what are you supposed to do? You got to, stick some of that in your pie hole when you're on the road. And how much are you going to send home? Here's $83. Make our house payment and take care of the kids and everything. That's crazy. That kind of thing shouldn't be acceptable to the trucking company either. A yard dog is a warehouse spotter. There you go, Wild Bill. There's some information for you. It was in the contract, unfortunately. Oh, so they are allowing I'm surprised, non-union carriers to haul their freight. I'm surprised about that. When you wash your truck, try to wash underside. Nothing worse than getting a face full of grime when trying to disconnect drive shafts. Oh, right. If your company allows it, right. Was it Swift? Somebody told me doesn't wash their trucks at all. I forget which company it was. Red Monkey Trucking, the Dallas tornado is the best you've seen in a while. Dude filming as his apartment was getting torn apart. Well, hopefully he's okay. Drove past a bunch of Mexicans trying to lift up a trailer that had dropped on the end of a tractor. How many people would you need to lift a trailer up? Once you drive a 680, you'll never drive a Cascadia again. So much nicer. Yeah, if you get a choice, we don't have any Kenworths where I am, so I won't do it. I won't be able to do it. Cat quit making their trucks. Oh, maybe it was a Cat. That's right. They had some Class 8 trucks, off-road trucks. Cash is king. Freightliners are engineered to last 300,000 miles because that's about what most fleets turn them in. Secondary owner doesn't matter. That's correct. Freightliners, a lot of their sales are certainly fleet sales. Not many owner-operators going in speccing out a Freightliner. Other than maybe a Coronado when they had those or whatever. Nobody's speccing out a Cascadia, probably. Wild Bill, if you take a picture of GP trucks, go get your rolling rainer. Yeah, since you're going out anyway. Narrow cab, Kenworth or nothing. I don't want a cab where I can touch the other door. Like the old Max, right? The door's right there. Although it would help back then, you could roll the window down easier. Glider kit trucks are titled as reconstructed and it takes forever to DMV to process. Oh, okay. So that might be part of the 0.1% because it's not one of these other ones. Reconstructed. Does that hurt the sale price? Probably not because of the market. I'm just thinking a car that way. Made about $400 a week at Celeron. After the first year, Celadon, 100, now 1,000 every week. 400 a week is crazy for a year. That's 20 grand. That's $20,000. You can make more than $400 a week driving for Uber. Could it be Western Stars that just considered Freightliner for the purpose of the survey? No, the survey was Daimler, so it's Western Star plus Freightliner. They don't sell that many Western Stars, though, in the United States. What about the pre-ordered Teslas? Oh, I don't know. No, these are sales. Those trucks aren't sold yet because they're not even manufactured, so I don't think that would count in this. I don't think that counts in this survey because those trucks, until they're sold, it's just an order. The sale is the paperwork that gets turned in. So I'm going to say probably not on that. Could it be Western Stars that just considered Freightliner for the purpose? Okay, there I'm way off on my thing here. You're in a T880. You'd give it up now if you could buy have my T800 Aerocab back. When you're a company driver, though, you can only take whatever they give you. Here's your choice. Not everybody works at Smith that has this huge selection of trucks. UPS allows non-union companies to move their freight. Why do union carriers allow that? Well, I guess why do the drivers vote for that? Welfare Express doesn't pay for the truck washes. Well, then those trucks would get pretty filthy after, 2 weeks? I mean, here we have UPS, right, washing their trucks every single day. And then we have another company that doesn't wash their trucks ever. Yet UPS, which has union drivers, makes a profit. So the truck washes can't be the reason you're not making a profit. When you show up in a filthy truck, how's the driver going to have pride in their truck, at least, if the company doesn't even have pride in the equipment that they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for, millions over their whole fleet, to even keep them clean, to even wash them? Should they say the driver should do that? It's not my piece of equipment. The company should say, we're going to keep it clean on the outside, you keep it clean on the inside, we're all good. Cash's King Trucking, the prize on Price is Right. The other day it was a commercial roller wiener grill. Oh, that would be the prize on the Price is Right. Commercial roller wiener grill. Wow. I would love to win that. You won't apply to a company that doesn't have 680s in their fleet. Oh, that's interesting. You're one of the first people that would be like truck specific, where I'm like, you have to have that kind of truck. Andrew, you're out. Like the show. Hope you have a safe week. Going to try to tune in next week. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody coming in every week. Right, always, as I always say, it surprises me, which it does, and I'm very grateful that everybody's here. Believe me, Sierra England can't afford to pay more since one load feeds a child. Right, I've seen that one on their trucks. One. Lease, because they take an engine from an older truck and put it into a brand new one. That's how they see it, as rebuilt. Yeah, and I was thinking immediately a car with a rebuilt title not worth as much, but that might actually help the truck to be worth more because it's got an engine that is more desirable, certainly in the secondary market. We call Western Stars Canadian Peterbilts from they were made in Alberta. Right. They're the class version of a Freightliner. And I always liked them. I always thought they were really nice. Celadon contract was 9 months, but took a couple months to get the CDL. Oh, so that's how they get you for a year anyway. That $400 a week, that's no money. That is no money for people to be gone from their family, and, the company should be ashamed of themselves. Hendrickson got their cabs from International Trucks. I saw a hot dog Halloween costume at Target. Oh, see, I shop at Meijer. I should see if Target has it. I can get Ship to bring that over here. UPS gives away their cheap freight. Oh, that way they can haul cheaper freight and not have to worry about it. Truck gets clean when you drive through a thunderstorm. Kind of. The trucking company should take as much pride in it as they want you to take in it. They always say, oh, I have pride, you're professional or whatever. And so they should present you with a professional piece of equipment to use to haul freight around. It looks horrible when you pull up to a place and your truck hasn't been washed in maybe months' time. What do places think about that? Oh, look at this shmagagi coming up on this truck that hasn't been washed in 3 months. That's crazy. Oscar, all trucks are great. In your opinion, a truck is as good as you maintain it. You have a 2002 Century. Wow. With a 99 Detroit 12.7. Well, that was a great engine, right? 10 years as an owner, and it runs better than new trucks, and it probably gets great mileage, too. That was a very good engine. You have a very good choice of truck there, certainly. What transmission is in that truck? Doesn't consume any oil changes or antifreeze. That's really good. Oil between changes. My company's trucks are all junk. On our account's trucks are over 600,000. Wow. But I'd rather drive an older truck and get paid hourly. Well, if you're getting hourly, then if it breaks down, it's not a bigger problem. It's actually not a problem at all, right? As long as they're going to pay you to sit there. UPS has their own drive-through truck wash facilities at Bedford Park. When a truck arrives, they wash it. Yeah, all their trucks are washed every day. So they can't be that the washes are why Welfare Express, as it's called, doesn't make any money. BAMP, have a nice week. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Corey, DEF has been a problem with a lot of new trucks. I agree. I haven't had that problem, but a couple of our trucks, which came in at the same time, consecutive numbered trucks or whatever, they have. Mine, I guess I just lucked out that we happened to just get this one randomly. Unions let it happen because the Teamsters don't have the power they used to. I found that out when Cisco put in driver-facing cams. Well, they do look at General Motors, all right? They're still on strike right now. They do have a contract that they're going to be voting on, but they're staying out on strike until then. Look at GM, and I think this contract's not great. I wouldn't vote for it either. I think that they could close UPS in 2 seconds and say this is not going to happen. But as they let it go over time, then this is kind of what they get. They just let everything slide. It isn't great. And the driver-facing cameras, as soon as those went in at that place, they should have been out of the truck. Every truck, I didn't know Cisco was union. Every truck should stop and say, forget it, at a union place. They could easily do that. And all the cameras would have been ripped right back out that day. Are Gracie and Bridget going to dress up in a roller arena and Big Gulp for Halloween? I don't think so. I don't think that the cat is going to have anything to do with dressing up for any reason. Just getting a collar on them, not great. So that's probably not going to happen, certainly. Not this year or any year. They don't even wear collars. Celadon paid every penny, a nice room, a dorm room, good food, and paid for everything. Can't thank them enough. Saved your life. They don't do those schools anymore down there, but it can change your life. But I still think $400. I mean, $400 is not a lot of money. That's $20,000. If you wash the truck, you can see the scratches. I agree, and dents. You pull up to a place. How are you supposed to feel good about it? Isn't it great? You get out of a clean truck or whatever, and then you're getting out of this truck. It's all grimy. You can wipe the dirt off of it. Nobody likes that. Don't they want to keep their trucks clean? Swift and Western don't wash their trucks so the terminal manager could see new damage. Oh, where it's clean, then he knows you hit something. The majority of Cisco is union. I didn't know Cisco was a union company. They don't ever advertise that I remember in any kind of ads that they do for drivers where they're saying, look, this is a union company, union benefits. Maybe they're not union around here. That's why I don't see the ads for them. So Werner Werner has this $800,000 lawsuit that is on hold at the moment. So drivers won an $800,000 lawsuit, but it's on hold just for a technicality. Don't worry, they still might get their money, but because the lawyers thought, some judge said that the lawyer didn't present evidence correctly, it has to go back to the appellate court again. You'll see this in the news. It's been out on Freight Waves. I saw it out there on Freight Waves. Don't worry about that. I still think Werner's going to have to pay this for not paying proper wages for rest breaks and stuff. This is another kind of California suit where people who were entitled to rest breaks didn't get them. They're supposed to be paid, didn't get paid. Werner was supposed to pay $800,000. Now a technicality has put this lawsuit back, but don't worry. This lawsuit is coming back. Werner's going to have to pay that money. And by the way, they've spent easily over $800,000 in legal fees. Werner has to defend this lawsuit. That's what these companies are. They'd rather pay lawyers to not pay you. That's the downside of these companies. That's got to be the worst when I see this, because it doesn't take long for a gigantic company like this to rack up $800,000 in legal fees just to make sure they don't have to pay you for a 20-minute break. Don't you love that? I don't think Cisco advertises in Minnesota that they're union, but they are. They should. I don't know why they wouldn't advertise that. Wild Bill says Cisco is union by you in Chicago. Why don't they put that in their ad? Union benefits, because usually in a union, your benefits are very cheap or free. My friend that's in the union up in Hammond, his health insurance doesn't cost him anything. So that is a great benefit. I don't know why they wouldn't put that in their ads. To save that kind of money just on health insurance is worth a few bucks an hour probably. The more dirt on the truck, the less oil leaks and less air leaks, since the dirt keeps all of it in. Since people don't know how to PTI the equipment. Oh, that's true. Yeah, all the dirt compacts on everything. Makes like an extra valve cover gasket. Almond, who do I drive for? I don't ever say who I drive for people that are on the show. New people, keeps them out of my videos. And like I say, I just over the weekend, a driver wrote to me and said, hey, I've been let go from my company for making videos. So I wanted to put that out there to be careful if you're going to do that, making videos on what you say. If you're going to put your company in your video, what you say on the video, stuff like that. And so this person was let go. I don't see this person on the thing here, so I don't want to say who it is, but let go from their company for making videos. Plus, I don't recruit. I don't recruit for company. Everybody's out here recruiting for their company. Come and work here. I don't do any of that. Keeps them out of my videos and no recruiting. Let them do it. What's a roller wiener? Holy moly. Go in any truck stop. Those beautiful pieces of juicy meat rolling around in there. Oh, grab one, stick it in your mouth. Chronic, especially training trucks, you can't tell what ones are. They got diesel all over the sides. Yuck. You'd think those companies would want them to clean before they're rolling into a customer. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so maybe the company, Western, I don't care what it is. Maybe they don't care at all about you. They're like, they could have a policy. We care less about our drivers. We don't care. The customer is the one that pays the money. So do you want some truck which looks like, it hasn't been washed in a year, because it hasn't, running the freight around? You should want to present a good image out to companies that are going to pay you. That's why you show up with a clean truck there, if nothing else, for your own business, even though you could care less about the drivers. Just for that reason. It means they don't care about anything. They don't care. So why should they complain about drivers if the drivers trash the truck or don't keep the truck clean or whatever? What about that? Dwayne, the Cisco in Woodstock, Ontario's union pays well and no driver-facing camera. Oh, so the Ontario. Woodstock, is that California? I got a 13. Oh, really? Really in that truck? Wow. Love your truck. Full fridge, 40-inch TV, microwave. Best of all, makes you money as a new truck and zero payment. I bet, right? No payment. That's 16% according to this of a truck's cost are the payment. You get that, put that money in your pocket. It's unusual to have a 13-speed with that. That is really, you have that really set up nice. That is really good. Now, see, you're somebody doing great at it. And by the way, that is bigger than the television in my living room. Just so you know, FMCSA, it's a true story. Change the rules. Now you have to test in your home state. Companies don't want to train out-of-state applicants, then send them home with a CDL. I didn't see that FMCSA was changing rules. They were going to let you test anywhere you want. That's what they were moving towards. Going to be a mustard bottle, and Bridget going to be in ketchup, and Mark is the roller wiener. Oh, that, I found a mustard bottle too. Thanks, Wild Bell. I appreciate that. Let us accompany him out there once my mistake. Yeah, England. I drive for my, sorry, I said it again. Drive for my family, not a company. Good. That's very good. That is very good. That is true too. You don't really drive for work. Everybody's working for yourself, of course, or nobody would work. I can get my CDL free through Kentucky Workforce, but all these companies closing worries me considering you have no experience. Yeah, Chris, don't worry about it. This place that closed in Kentucky had 5 employees. And so they had 5 employees and they're letting their people work illegally. Don't sweat it. Down there in Kentucky, I sent people down to TLD, Total Logistics Distribution or whatever it's called, because they run regular routes out of Georgetown. That's each state have somebody different, but TLD down there, give them a call. They'll do training there once you get your license free. Don't worry about a 5-person company closing like this Cool Runnings place because of a lawsuit for some guy in meth. That's a total thing. And all these companies closing, there's not an apocalypse. Be positive, okay? People got to eat and people got to use toilet paper because they're eating so much. There's always freight moving for people with a good license who are willing to work and keep a clean record. WV's in a Teamster union here in West Virginia. Pretty nice pay, and next contract starts February. Congratulations. With more paid days off, sweet. Bigger holiday pay, free health care, more all-around pay, and less bullcrap from the company. There you go, Chris, right there. That's where you go. Place just like that. Paid days off, paid holidays, free health care. That is what is waiting for you after you get your license through the Kentucky Workforce Development. I guess I'll have to go watch all the videos to see. You may have to. Just go get your CDL any way you can. Get it free if you can through your state's Department of Unemployment, whatever they call it in your state. See if they'll pay for it. Look, Kentucky's paying for the license. No charge. You don't have a contract with anybody. You can go wherever you want. Wild Bill loves the 13 speed. That's great. Who doesn't? The truck you drive is a 13 speed, I think you said. Woodstock is Ontario, Canada. Okay, so it is Ontario, Canada. That's why Canada has a policy that they are not allowed to have a driver-facing camera due to lawsuits. Driver-facing cameras are no-no for Canadians. Right, so there was a lawsuit, and they're here too. But in Canada, they said no, that driver has privacy. In Canada, they said yes. In Canada, they said no, right? Here, they go, yes, you can have it. Canada said no, so that's what happened up there. That's why up there they don't have it. Can have no problems with driver videos as long as you don't do it while driving. Yeah, look, I agree with you. Some do, some don't. All I'm saying is that if you're going to show your company and stuff like that, be careful, because some companies, could take it the wrong way or whatever. It's another reason to maybe consider not putting them on there, maybe put them on. Doing it when you're driving is crazy, right? That's illegal, number one, unsafe. Number two, I've seen people answering live shows when they're driving. You can't do that. Okay, and certainly I'd fire people for that too, but you just never know about a company, doing that kind of stuff. So if you don't need to add them, I don't know. It would just probably be better if you didn't add them, really. Johnny likes automatics. I don't have any problems with them. Alman, am I married? Yes, I am married. 23 years. Johnny, you old timers and your manual transmissions. Look, I started with a manual like everybody on here, or most people on here. I drive an automatic now, no problems. But it's nice to be able to go to a company and say, look, whatever truck you have, I can drive it. So there is a benefit to that, because there may be something you need to do, and they go, oh, go use this 18 speed over here, and people are scratching their head at it. But so then they go get the guy who's in their extreme upper 30s and say, can you drive it? And you go, yes. So there is a benefit to it. That's why I tell people, get your endorsements. And if they have an opportunity, they say, hey, want us to show you how to pull doubles? Yes. Do you want us to show you how to do this suction truck, do gasoline, whatever? Yes. Learn all that so that you have it. Jason's been looking for starter companies. I found Dot Foods. Love it. Through the better companies. Thank you. They fit your life perfectly. Oh, well, thank you for saying that. I like Dot Foods because they have all these different kind of off time policies. 4 and 4, 7 and 7, 7-3, 7-2, 21-3. They have a way to fit everybody's schedule in the way that they want it. So thanks for that. I hope it works out good over there. I know there's some people on here that work for Dot Foods that really love it. Have been there for years. They have a long hiring process over there, I'll tell you that. Jason, company you drive for made us install a tracking app whenever we haul for Cisco. Yeah, I don't think so. They don't make you what you should say is the company you drive for, you agreed to install a tracking app. So I don't install anything on my phone for the company, and that is my policy, and that's what I recommend to everybody else. They don't get to install things on my phone. They need to give me whatever equipment I need to do the truck. So if the truck needs to be tracked, they can track it however they want. They can give me a phone. They can give me a tablet. They can install something in the truck. It's their truck. I'm not putting anything on my phone. I'm just not. I gave up my Ohio license, got my CDL in Indy. They got it transferred back to Ohio. Can't do that anymore. Oh, I see. Okay. I wonder why they are talking about that. I did do a video a while ago about that, but they're talking about allowing you to test wherever you are. And who wants that? All these large carriers, of course. You wish tow trucks had a union at times? Hey, get everybody together, right? Start talking to people, get everybody together. Where's your pride? You have to look at yourself in the mirror. Hey, that's the greatest philosopher in the world. Michael Jackson said that, right? Take a look at the man in the mirror, then make that change. I can change multiple gears going down any grade. Can you do that in a manual? Sure, you just pop it in neutral and hope for the best. You don't need to change gears going down a grade. Yes, you could do that in a manual. If you're at the right speed, though, yes, you can change gears going down the hill, certainly. You'll be smoking your brakes, getting your RPMs under $1,000. It's manual versus automatics here. Glad to see you live again. Beto, thanks for being here. You don't recommend hail truck lines, not enough miles. Good pay, but no miles. What are the average miles doing over there? Because remember, it doesn't matter if you get 80 cents a mile. If you only get 600 miles a week, That's not been a great week. You can skip gears in automatic. Look, it skips gears anyway. When you have it in automatic mode, this one starts in first, stupidly, but because the company has it set up that way, then it goes fourth and then sixth. So it skips gears on its own anyways. There's no doubt about it. Now, this driver was selling pumpkins and crashed his truck and got squashed. I don't know if anybody saw that, or I had to write that, right? The wife couldn't believe I wrote it. I did. Got squashed. Hauling pumpkins, went everywhere. It was a huge mess. Over the highway, I don't know if people saw that. Another driver had a sneezing fit in Hammond, Indiana. Because my sister-in-law sent me this. Closed the interstate for a while. He had a sneezing fit and rolled his truck over. All right, I don't know what people are sneezing about out there, but be very careful, I guess. If you're going to start sneezing, be careful on what you do with the steering wheel. It rolled over his truck. There was a picture of it. It's crazy. You have to do that, and I'll give a Super 10, right? You can't skip gears in a Super 10. It's so slow, you'd never get through them. There won't be any manuals in 5 years. They'll always be manuals. It'll just be like a car. You can still go get manual cars, even though everybody drives an automatic. There'll be manual semis, depending on the loads. The people will want it. Owner-operators are going to want it. Company drivers, some of them want it anyway. Some companies that are run by a person who was a driver is going to be buying their trucks as manuals. So they'll always be manual trucks. I do think just like a car, there's still manual cars produced, even though most people can't drive them and don't want them. Depending on the car, they still have manuals. Walmart had 60 stores looted or destroyed in Chile. How will this affect the trucking industry? Well, I don't know. I don't know that much about the trucking industry in Chile. So it certainly won't affect anything here. Certainly. And I'm not sure about that. I would have to go onto chile.cool. Hello, drivers. There should be a truck drivers union, and they should start with the fuel haulers. If gas truck strikes, the economy stops. Here's your opportunity, right? Get that started, right? It can't be somebody else to do anything. You want something? Get out there and get it started, right? 9 miles per gallon auto. Only Goop would order a manual truck. Hey, manuals, look, I'd rather have a manual truck, right? I would rather have it. Where's the sneeze usually pointed? It depends on what you're doing, I guess. Michael, deduct your phone and your taxes. It won't make any difference. I don't remember. I don't think you're an owner-operator, though, right? Because the standard deduction is so high that your phone is not going to be above the standard deduction. You're better off taking the standard deduction now without the per diem. So Beto starting pay at 48 cents. Miles are 23 to 25. That's not terrible. Detention paid, but sometimes they put a 10-hour window for the load to be ready. I love that. That's the bigger problem. 48 cents at 2,500 is what, $1,170, $1,200. That's more than some people I see getting. Not true. Oh, God. Yikes. Really? Oh, my gosh. I should have known, right. Oscar, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, Mark, thanks for the channel and how you actually hold up a conversation with everyone. No one really does that nowadays. Keep it up. Thank you for saying that and for being here and for getting some owner-operator information out there for people. I don't have too many of those on the channel, so I appreciate you being here. Dwayne, I haul smoothbore chemical tanker in a manual, but have used an auto a time or two. No difference except when you go through New York City. It's better in traffic, right? Let's give it that way. Is U.S. Express a good company to work for? No. Johnny, very few manual cars are sold. That's true. The last one I had was in 2013. I bought a Focus manual, which we had for 3 years. So I had the car. That's the last one I've had, but I've had many of them. And there are still cars that are manual sold. So Goobeak, interesting. Which company is the best that offer free CDL training? I think the best way is to go to your state Department of Unemployment first and ask them if you can get free training through the state with a grant. You don't have to pay that back. Do that and then come back and see if your state doesn't do it. Then we can talk about where you live and what company might be better for you to do that through. Corey had a guy wrecking a construction area in San Antonio. I love San Antonio. I can never forget it. Loaded with watermelons. Reefer caught fire and had watermelons all over the road. Highway was closed for 10 hours. Wow. Charred watermelon. Did the watermelons put the fire out? Johnny says they're a crap company of the year. They're certainly in the running for that. Michael, it's a low-end mega carrier, so low pay. They are not known for high pay. I will tell you Swift pays more than them, and people give Swift a lot of grief. Roger Penske, these fat grease balls in their black Cadillacs need to get off their keisters and unionize the business. Well, I mean, if anybody has a line into that kind of thing, it's you. I mean, make a phone call and make that kind of thing happen. In the simulator, you only drive a stick. They have a stick-shifted simulator somewhere. Go to Swift, get your license, and get out. Swift is everywhere. Red Monkey Trucking. Yeah, I mean, really? On my 2020 Cascadia at 8.7, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know what you get. What do you get in that thing, Oscar, on that with a 13-speed? Probably really good, really. Tyler, who hauls for NASCAR Entertainment? Do the drivers do well? How many NASCAR drivers are there? What? How many teams are there? I have no idea. They probably do good, but it's probably a salary. It can't. There can't be that many of them, though. Joshua lives in Louisiana. Yeah, you need to call the Louisiana Department of Unemployment and say, hey, do you guys pay for truck school? I have a full-time job. They won't pay for your CDL. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're working. You are improving they consider it, job training, and the Department of Unemployment doesn't matter if you are working, which is really good. Well, Bill, your Chevrolet Bel Air has a manual. Is that Corvette you have a 3-speed automatic from GM, or is that a manual too? I can't remember if that's an automatic, then that sucks the life out of that thing. Your Bel Air as a manual. Is it on the tree? Who remembers the 3 or 4 on the tree? Looked out yesterday, accident in California, both directions. Each time you're going the other way. See, get lucky. It's got to be near impossible to get in a NASCAR hauling unless you know someone. Yeah, I can't imagine how you would even do it. They never advertise. What are there, 20 or 30, 40 teams? I don't actually know, but even if there were 100, that's not that many drivers. Michael Muller, I'm not an owner-operator, but I use my phone for work. Right, that's what I remember, right? So I just don't let them, for me personally, look, I don't let them install stuff on my phone. I'm not doing it. Rumpelstiltskin went to work for Crete. They were very rude in orientation, left them immediately. Yeah, they got kind of, I don't know what happened to them. They kind of lost their way lately over there at Crete. They were all right for a while, and then they weren't answering questions at the truck show last year, which I hope everybody will be at again this year. It'll be in March, at the end of March. And I don't know. They just weren't great. And so now people are writing to me complaining about them. I don't know what they're doing over there. Comfortable Man 12 is here. Good evening, Mr. Mark. It's good to see you. Automatics can go to manual easy or just use a Jake. No problem. Yeah, exactly. 75,000 plus in California. Exactly. You can do them. No problem. Power Glide. Oh, nice. That's what you need, the 2-speed. I don't care what transmission my truck has as long as it makes you money. I agree. I like the manual in a truck. 13-speed I think is the best on it. Al had an International with a 3 on the tree. That's great. Right. That is awesome. I had a Nova with a 3 on the tree of all things, an early 70s Nova. Did we get our per diem back? Not yet. So, and it's getting to the end of the year. As we know, the government took per diem away from drivers that are not owner-operators. So you can't deduct per diem. That's why I was talking about earlier deducting your phone bill, but that won't matter because you're not going to accumulate enough deductions to go above the $12,000 standard deduction over the year as a company driver. You're just not without per diem. So you're not going to get to deduct your phone bill unless you take it instead of the standard deduction, which would be crazy. See your tax professional for details. Joshua, I'm a selfless fellow. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that and for being here. Why do they, Jerry says, why do they continue to not do anything about the truck parking problem? Because it doesn't really affecting that much yet. I mean, it isn't affecting freight that much. What they're going to do about it is add this 3 hours onto your hours of service here, which today's the last day to comment. I keep saying that. The link's in the description. If you want to go click it and go comment, today's the last day they will accept comments for new hours of service. They're going to add a 3-hour delay, so you can stop your clock at 3 hours anytime during the day. And what they did, of course, if you leave a shipper or a receiver and you're out of hours, they're allowing you to drive to the nearest safe, legal parking place on personal conveyance if your company allows it. Rather than increasing parking, they're just allowing you to do these little things that would have otherwise been illegal. We need to demand the parking or we're not going to get it. Musafar, sorry you're late. Took you all to get out my wiener. It's a big job. Well, that is awesome for that, Johnny. That's something. You know who's not impressed? That's who. How about that? All right. I clicked on that pretty fast. Right. Roger, you can operate your auto trans, weather, or, right. So Wild Bill has the 3-speed in the Corvette. Right. Put in a GM Trans built after 84 with overdrive. So a 700R4, right? I just shortened the drive shaft. The 700R is a 4-speed, correct? Right, 700R4. Didn't they put those in like Impalas and stuff too? Tyler, great job, my friend. Thank you for doing the show. Please explain driver respect like parking on the fuel island. Yeah, okay, so you shouldn't be parking on the fuel island. People comment about this all the time. You can't take your 30-minute break there. Don't park there and take a shower. This has been an issue always. There's just more trucks now, but this has been an issue for decades. Drivers think like they're the only person in the whole world, and so their time matters more than everybody else's time. We should always think, would you want this done to me? How about that? There's some rule about that too, isn't there? Some kind of color rule. It's about some kind of color. Anyway, look, is this what you would want done? No. Okay, so be considerate. That's all right. Can't we just get along? Didn't somebody say that? I have a friend who hauls for NASCAR, the Princess of Dixie Hill. Oh, I'm sure people would love to know, how did your friend get a job hauling for NASCAR? I'm always curious about that. K-Dub, what's going on? What's the show about? Well, some pumpkin driver got squashed, which I thought was funny, but other people didn't. Class 8 sales are up. Stop being negative about it, everybody, among other things. And the Power Glide, best transmission or not? Johnny has a ton of turbo 400, 40 years old and work perfectly. That is correct. 3 speeds though, right? Highway problem. Wyland, howdy, Mark. Sorry you're late. Thank you for coming in every week at 1 p.m. for new people that are here. Johnny, love power shifting the turbo 400 to chirp the tires on the second gear if you got the power to do it, right? My diesel-powered Chevette couldn't do that with that Isuzu diesel, non-turbo diesel. Michael, what do you think of a driver trainer needing to be state certified with a trainer endorsement on their license with 5 years of verifiable experience? I love it. I love that. I always thought training should be an endorsement or a separate license. I taught at a truck school in Illinois years ago, okay, and I had to go get a separate certification from the state. I had a license for that. I was a licensed truck school trainer. That's what the state required. So there's no reason that a trainer over the road or at a truck school shouldn't be separately licensed. Prove their proficiency, knowledge, everything like that before they go train at a truck school. Absolutely. That's a great idea. Eric, good afternoon. Do I think the ruling against Werner will cause any major industry changes? No, unfortunately I don't. It's not enough money. That should be $4 billion. Seriously. If that was way, way more money, it should, but there just won't. They'll cut trainees' pay by 0.5 cent a mile, and they get so many through there. I don't think they're going to see it as a major deal. I just don't. It's like a slap on the wrist to a huge place like that. They do billions and billions of dollars of business a year. It's not enough of a fine. It should be way, way more money. Companies will demand their drivers use 3 hours to sit in parking lots. Absolutely. That's what will happen, so the company won't have to pay you. Oh, that 3 hours you're going to get on this new hours of service that everybody wanted, you're not getting paid for it. You wanted flexibility? Great. You're not going to be paid for it. OIDA supports this, which is crazy that they support extra unpaid hours when they gripe about that as an industry problem. And then they went and supported this bill. The small business something or other just supported it. It was on there. It's just ridiculous. Oh, the golden rule. Right, Michael. Yes, I thought it was one of something like that. Right. You can't, if it's the middle of the night, wait, take a parking spot from someone. Oh, look here. Okay. I should put it like this. If you pull in there at 3 a.m. and there's nobody fueling or whatever, and you want to pull up and park and go inside or whatever, that's one thing. But people that pull up when the place is packed full, and then you pull up and you're holding the whole lane up. I've had to back out of fuel islands and stuff because some goobers, I've filled up and done everything, and then I have to back out of the place. I mean, you shouldn't have to do that. If there's nobody there, that's one thing. Absolutely. I like the fuel lines with the timer on top so you can see who's taking to 30. Yeah, but they're not enforcing it. I've only heard about them. I haven't seen it, but they're not. The truck stop doesn't do anything. There ought to be a big tow truck sitting there. As soon as that clicks, they come over and pull you. I guess it's time to deduct lot lizard payments. Yeah, you won't be able to because they won't exceed the standard deduction. And how many would you have to deduct at $5 a piece before you made the standard deduction anyway? Trucker Hershey, do unto others before they do unto you. That's that is a rule in there as well. That's true. Michael, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration agrees that stopping the clock is unsafe. Right. They're the only ones that are right on it because it's going to extend your day. Listen, who wants to work 17 hours a day? Not me. I don't want to work 17 hours a day. I barely like to work half of that time. 17 hours is a super long day for you to be able to do that. Remember, if you extend your clock, you can't split your sleeper also because, you can't, they don't allow both of it. So once you extend the 3 hours, you must take 10 hours off. You can't split after that. So, K. Wayne, do unto others and then split. That's another one. Todd, hey, Mark, you got to remember some people start them away, so that's an increase. Yeah, that's true, right. Roger Penske, it's terrible that we lost per diem deduction as employees. I know, and they talked about earlier in the year, they were like, oh, we're talking about bringing that back. And people were like, yay. And then it just went by the wayside. They're all busy with this other stuff that they're doing and haven't thought to bring it back. Now, as a company driver, your company can pay you per diem, like a lot of companies do. Some of them charge for it, which is crazy. They shouldn't be charging. They'll take a penny and a half a mile. But either way, they can do that. That's legal. You can't deduct it at the end of the year as a company driver anymore. And so this will be another year with that. I hope everybody changed their taxes at the beginning of the year to get more withheld if they had a big tax hit. I heard some people were paying like $7,000 out of their taxes. Crazy. That they owed the government. Well, Bill, when I put the 700 R4, I increased my miles by additional 9, right? Because you're added a gear to that car. And that's a different size, but like you said, you changed the drive shaft, but you added a gear. You added overdrive on the highway. I got a 99 Freightliner Classic. Wow, what's the fuel mileage work on that thing? But the 99, though, it's actually probably not bad. And that would have another 12.7 Detroit in it. Michael got a driver mad at you for squeezing in between him and the fuel pump since he was sitting behind the pump, so you took the pump. What is he doing? Be ready. Other people need to do business here as well. There's more and more trucks. No matter it's an apocalypse, they just sold a record number 28,258 new trucks. So these they're not buying trucks to just sit them. Companies don't buy trucks for no reason. And that's a 13-year record that was broken. By the way, last month in Class 8 truck sales, people are buying these trucks and they're going to put drivers in them. We all need to fuel. So if you can go to a place that allows you to fuel, the best way would be an open fuel card. And then the next best place would be where they list, you can choose from any of these places that we tell you to fuel. And then the worst way would be you must fuel at this pilot and get this many gallons. That would be the worst way to do it, just for this kind of thing. People parking stupid makes my blood boil. Owner-operators just park anywhere. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be relegated to one type of driver or another, really. It seems to be, it's owner-operators, it's company drivers, it's everybody. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. As I go with a cat break, before anybody asks this time, I'm getting on top of it. Call you will tell the trucks from fueling. I wish you would. I wish they would have them sitting there. Joshua, you live in Louisiana. I don't want to do flatbed. I know Maverick has a glass division, correct? But I was wondering if they do routes in more southern states or on glass. Well, you'd have to call them. I don't know where they run glass all over. Swift dedicated, any dedicated at a mega carrier is better than general freight because you know what you're going to do. Some people write to me, actually from Swift dedicated, that don't do too bad on it. It depends what you're doing there. It can be a crapshoot. Say, what am I doing? What is the account? Stuff like that. Al, I hate sitting at a fuel line for 25 minutes and seeing some goober walk out with a Subway bag. I know. But I understand because the Loves can only hire people who apply. That's true, too. But if there's any parking and you're going to be going to a place that has a complicated ordering menu, you should actually consider, Is the fuel island busy or whatever? And look, if you are in any kind of bad weather like today in the rain, if you will park take the fuel island that's 3 or 4 or more spots away from the door. I've seen people lined up at the first fuel islands, and there's open fuel islands. Drivers are so lazy, they'll wait a half an hour so they don't have to walk 3 more pumps down there. I guess because their toes get cold and those flip-flops, I don't have any idea. $5 lot lizards, I don't think those exist. Oh, yeah, those are the good ones, right? Wild Man is going local after 20 months. U.S. food at $26.45 an hour. Bad to OTR, we'll say. Back and sleeping in your own bedding, using your own bathroom. Right, what do you think about that? So you did 20 months. You got yourself a local job that pays really well. 40 hours is over $1,000 a week. What do you think? Isn't that better than worrying about where your next load comes from? Eric, another YouTuber, posted a video of a truck sitting at the island for 10 hours. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. Somebody should put those red stickers all over the truck. Really, the truck stop should tow the truck out of there. There's no excuse for that. He should have posted the truck and company name and all that on there. What do you think about truckers that invent parking spaces when there aren't any legal spaces at the truck stops? I don't like people parking on the highway, which I see every day. I'm sure everybody does. The ramp, I don't mind as much. Even though it's illegal in most states, it's still unsafe. You'd probably be fired for it at some companies. There's risk nowhere to park. Don't block up the place. I see this at the J all the time in Lebanon, Indiana, there at the 139, the Flying J. There's trucks parked all over the place. I don't know how you move around in there. So you can't block anybody else in. It's a disaster. It's a total disaster. Johnny, Martin Transport guarantees $11.50 a week for over the road. Yeah, so if you sit around, at least you're going to make $1,150. But then we have U.S. Foods, which basically for 43 or 44 hours would pay $1,150 a week, and you'd be home every day. So there's that. If the pump was broken and blocked, it's okay to do a 10-hour. Yes. If they have the cone there, then yeah, because nobody can fuel there, I guess. That's not as bad. But don't block an open pump for people, right? Then actually 2 trucks could park at the pump, one in front and one behind. Thanks, got the news today. 3 more weeks and you're done, and you'll be home every day. It's not a bad deal. You may not make as much as some road drivers. Like all road drivers, almost everybody probably on the channel makes more than I do here. But it's well worth it. It can be worth it. It depends what you want in life. Money isn't everything, right? There's ways to make money that don't involve having to be gone from your house. You can do whatever you want to do, as we say from Motivation Monday. Al Stewart had the year of the cat. That is true. Bridget is the year of the lunch cat. Absolutely. As she wants to see what's going on in the show. You have max deduction on your taxes. It would be unusual, certainly, for someone to be able to get beyond the standard deduction now at $12,000 a person. Even a single person, your home, people say, your house. No, if you're at 4% on $200,000 house, that's only $8,000. So keep that in mind on your payment if you just got the house. So maybe depending where you live, you could do it, maybe. But it's a lot to deduct. Rarely make $1,150. Most weeks are $1,300 to $1,500. That's even better, right? But at least you know, I'm never going to go under $1,150. You're not going to have the problem like we heard earlier from England where you're getting a $300 check. That's just not going to happen there. So a guarantee at a company stops you from getting a $300 check. Even if Martin says no load, you're going to get $1,150. So that's something. It's something. Busy truck stops need a yard manager to keep the fuel lanes moving. Oh, who remembers it? Let's put it out there. Who remembers when they used to walk out back and forth? They'd write down your truck number, write down your plate number, and take that inside, right, all the time, so that by the time you got in there, your fuel ticket was ready so you could get everything paid. Remember that? Caleb, hey, little late. See the $40 million lawsuit? Yes, I did a video about that, as a matter of fact. You're late to that. I did a video about that last week. I wish it was $4 billion from Werner. I really, really do. When companies say hiring area, what exactly does that mean? Do you need an established mailing address? You're going to need an established mailing address to get a license. So, yeah, but the hiring area, you want to be in the hiring area because that's the only place they're going to be able to get you home. So even though they may hire you, they go, okay, you're out of the area. You may not get home nearly as often as you want because they don't have freight going through that area. So the hiring area is where they have freight and can get you back home. Depending where you live, you may need a company that hires nationwide or whatever. Hey, Mark, which company is great for a new team driver in Georgia? Well, Kennesaw runs teams out of Georgia, and they have an excellent program where they feed you good food down there, which I love on their website. But, yeah, Kennesaw runs out of Georgia if the two of you are together already. Michael, we got pre-planned fuel stops at Smith for all truck stops. I don't care if I fill up anyway, even if they say only get 50 gallons. Oh, so they don't mind that because it's at the truck stop where they tell you to go. I just like it better because you can go. I've seen them where you know this pilot has everybody pre-planned in there, so you just go across the street to the TA and there's nobody in there because everybody's going to the pilot. It just makes life a little bit easier. Al is out. You have to go. I'm awesome. Thank you. And so a majority of the peeps in the chat, a rarity on social media. Thank you. And a majority of us, thank you. I appreciate you being here, though. Thanks for coming in. Caleb, the topic, well, I was talking about Class 8 truck sales are up 19.5%, even though there's an apocalypse. Cool Runnings went bankrupt in Kentucky, but they only have 5 employees. That's not exactly an apocalypse. The best-selling trucks, Daimler. What else you got out there? Oh, and a pumpkin truck crashed and squashed the driver. I keep saying it. If you're going to grab a Subway in the fuel island, know what you want in your sandwich before you walk in. The problem is the person behind you or the person in front of you has an order. I have 9 sandwiches, and I all want individual. Only want 6 olives on this one. I'm like, oh, my God. Checking in. Misty is here checking in, unloading 25 tons of lime hydrate. Wow. That sounds like the beginning of a serial killer delivery. I sometimes park for my 10 in front or behind the pump if the pump is broke. Yeah, if the pump is broke, nobody can use it anyhow. I think 2 trucks could park there, right? Make it another 2 parking spots, certainly. Of course, people park in front of pumps that are open. That's any good. Michael, hello from Texas. Thank you for being here today. Love your wife dearly. That doesn't mean I want to be around her every day. Okay. I don't know about that. I'd like to be around my wife every day. No problem. That's kind of why you marry him. Trucker Hershey, a company might only want you to get 50 gallons because of fuel taxes. Maybe. It depends. My company, it's an open fuel card. Okay, they go, here's a ComData card. Any place that takes ComData, I can fill the truck up anywhere I want, which makes life very easy because I can say, oh, this place is full. I'm not going to go in there today because it's packed. So that's a lot easier way to do it. D-Boy is stuck on the Bridget pick. Oh, that's because I'm very bad at this. All right. So that's awesome. Thank you for that. As I said, I left myself off of there. Usually people are okay with not being on the picture. They prefer it. Waiting for a California workforce to approve your application to go to CDL school. Fingers crossed. Eric, yeah. Remember, your state may have a program for you to go to truck school free. It won't cost you anything, no contract. You can be working to do it. You do not have to be unemployed. You don't. A lot of states will pay for it as retraining. So there you go. Trucking Journeys barely made it. You deserve 1 million demerit points. Yeah, what is going on over there? Sierra England has a guaranteed pay of no more than $300 a week. That's their guarantee. They have a top pay rather than a minimum. They have a maximum. They go, oh, we worded it wrong. Wild Mountain slept 3 miles south of tornado in Dallas last night. The truck was rocking. That would have been something. Chronic Flux got to work tonight at 7. Nice. Guess you're going to get some Z's. Catch you next week. Drive safe. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'll be out there working here shortly as well. Trucker Hershey, but you stay in the same state makes a difference on over the road for fuel tax. Yeah, but everybody here gets an open fuel card. So it isn't just me. I do, but everybody here gets it's a policy. You just fill up wherever you want. See, the company, we understand it saves time. Having somebody wait in line for an hour for fuel is not a great plan. You're better off having drivers fill up wherever they want. They're going to fill up at the place that is most efficient because drivers don't want to sit around there. They want to get going. So I think that is the best way to do it. Roger Penske lost some weight. Me or Bridget? So I'm not sure about that. So could be both of us. We're not sure. I got this sent by an astute viewer as well. Here's a Swift driver that we wanted to feature here on the channel. So they've got their first safe driving award that was sent to me. I wanted to feature that out here, that for all your things, please send them in here. Get them out here on the channel. We want to reward drivers when they get their safe driving awards. So there's that. There's that to be out here. That's a good policy a company has there. I think so. Well, Bill, look, companies don't realize that if you will hire experienced people, they're efficient. No driver wants to sit at a fuel line for an hour to get fuel. They don't. So they're going to go somewhere that is more efficient. Okay, so it costs the company 3 cents, 5 cents a gallon. It's not going to be like it's $1 a gallon. So they pay $5 extra. They don't have the driver sitting there. That driver has hours left, time left to still work, make money, or the driver, if they're coming home, they're going to be efficient because they want to get home. That gets the equipment back. It doesn't just sit there in a fuel line idling for an hour every day. Well, the driver twiddles their thumbs around on duty. That isn't a great way to do it, I don't think. I would have it that way as well. I would let drivers fill up wherever they wanted. You decide, because you're going to be able to be the most efficient that way. That's what happens when you hire a professional, experienced driver. Drivers, companies like Swift or all these super mega carriers that hire new people, then I guess they need to, show them everything. Here's where to do it. Beyond that, you don't have to do that. Boss Logistics gives your drivers 3 fuel options. Well, let me ask you, why don't you just let your drivers fill up wherever the heck they want to? What do you think? What do you think about that? Now, I've seen companies that give you a book too. They give you a book and say, all right, probably it's electronic. Now, here's our 400 places in the country where you can fill up. You decide where to fill the truck up from in there. But why not just let the driver decide where to fill the truck up? I got shut down on I-80 yesterday, west of Laramie. Though they have the gates down already, K-Wayne, are the gates down in Wyoming? And were you watching this in advance then? So Wyoming has a great site. The state of Wyoming, the highway department, you can go on there. They're very good at showing the closures and stuff. You should have that as a saved site so you can see, if you cross there all the time, where the gates are closing and watch the weather. But absolutely, you don't want to get stuck at the gate. It's going to be crackers and peanut butter for a few days. AZ had to go yell at an RV in front of the pilot to go circle around and come back for his wife at Subway rather than holding up 10 trucks. Yeah, here's another Subway problem. Subway is not, look, I won't even go through a drive-thru at Subway. I just do not want to get stuck behind somebody ordering 12 different things. They each has a different kind of sandwich. Not going to do it, right? These designated fuel stops usually hardest to get out off the interstate. Exactly. They're picking a place where they're saving the most money. I get that. But does that save money? Say they save 10 cents a gallon. Does that save money if a driver has to sit there and then the load is delayed another day? You could have put another load in that truck. Years ago, you had an open fuel card and it made a difference. I think so. I think you're more efficient doing that. You'll pick the place that's going to get you out of there. You can fuel anywhere as long as it's at the terminal. Is there a wait at the terminal, though? That's the thing. If your terminal has no wait, then no problem, right? You can fuel at any of our terminals. At least you're not getting a bunch of trucks off the road in there, though, right? So you have that benefit. RV drivers are the worst at truck stops. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see too many at the Loves filling up in the diesel pumps. Maybe they pull over to their own side. Subway's closing next year. You saw that yesterday. No way. They have 14,000 restaurants or something. Maybe that's the New York Subway you saw is closing next year. There's no way Subway is closing down all their stores next year. I don't think that's going to happen. You'd consider returning to KB if they stop treating the drivers like dogs. Well, Stiltskin, I love it. I don't know if you'll be going back to K&B then. They do have a $1,250 guarantee. I wish it was a better place because they have a really good guarantee and we could send people over there. I'd recommend the place and it would all be great. But because of their continued poor treatment of drivers, I just can't recommend the place. The money is not worth being treated like you're an idiot all day. I mean, just no way. Wyoming has a good 511 for road conditions. Yeah, their app, I didn't know they had an app. Okay, their website, great. I know you can call in. They're really good about it. Considering there's really nobody there, they've got somebody doing a good job on that. Thinking of doing non-CDL hotshotting, well, wait to get into CL school. If you've got a pickup truck that will do it, sure, let's do it. Trucker Hershey wants to know if you saw that on the internet, Wild Bill. Yeah, where are you seeing this about Subway? Is that other guy you listened to that said that Swift Safe Driving Award for what? Not hitting anything in the year, month, week, or day? No, it's he got a Safe Driving Award right here. So there it is. There's the Safe Driving Award. We want to, show people that there are safe drivers at Swift. Hello from Los Nieves, Durango. Where's that? Hope all is well. Hope there are 6 people watching here. It's crazy. Kids trying to learn English language. Oh, well, where exactly is that then? And thank you for being on here and watching. I don't know if we want to learn the English language from me, but I appreciate you here. Where are you in the world? K-Dub, we only feel at the farm. Average 4.6 today. Yeah, with that truck that you have. Flat top W9 and a bull rack. Yeah, your company is not that concerned about fuel mileage because of the stuff that you haul. 4.6. Wow, I remember those days, but it's been a while. Trucking Journey. Subway, the fast food chain, is larger on an international scale than McDonald's. Right. If Subway was closing, it would be news. I know, they're gigantic. They're all over the place. And slower than McDonald's, too. Who remembers this? Why am I saying this, right? Remember when McDonald's had the sandwiches out there already done? Wasn't that great? On all the little styrofoam containers? That's how I would order. I would order based on what is up there. Not what I wanted, but, okay, well, they only have cheeseburgers ready. I don't care. That's what I'm getting because I don't want to sit here and wait. So you can't do that anymore, though. William, if you can fuel freely, you only have to stop once per day or at the end of the day or start of the day. That's correct, right? It makes your day more efficient. That's why I'm always curious from companies why they don't allow at least experienced drivers to do that. Maybe you meant the New York subway. Yeah, I don't think subways are going to close. That would be something. How many people would be out of work if Subway closed? Subway said their spokesman got them bad publicity. The average price of their sandwich is around $8. Well, their spokesman's been in jail for a while, and that didn't help the publicity, certainly. And the average price is $8. Okay, I mean, that's $8 is not a terrible amount of money for a sandwich. Does anybody know which company pays hub miles? There are not that many. I will tell you, JAT, which I like, pays hourly over the road. $25 an hour plus overtime over the road. So they're out of Fort Wayne. I don't exactly know what their hiring area is. It's a large hiring area, and that's worth looking into something like that. There are not many. Trucking Journeys, that doesn't mean they're shutting down. I know. About 390 miles south of El Paso. Oh, way down there. All right. Well, at least the weather's good down there. Okay, so Durango territory, whatever down there. Subway can close and it wouldn't affect the trucking industry at all. I rarely see drivers there. It's too long of a line. Apparently there was an accident. 3-hour stoppage in the snow. Oh, and then the problem with that, then of course the road piles up because there's nobody driving on it. So you get an accident, everybody piles up with the snow. Crete pays address to address, Trucker Hershey. They're just not treating people as well as they used to over there for some reason. Getting a lot of complaints about them. I don't know what they're doing. If they do close Subway, I will shut down. There won't be anything for you to do. What's the largest cost of operating a truck? And they just said that the cost to operate a truck is $1.69 a mile if you have a driver in the truck. The largest cost is that driver's pay. 43% of that money is driver pay. Then fuel's only 22%. Fuel is not nearly the largest cost that companies have when they're running a truck. Then their payment 16%, and then other stuff is less than that. So the driver pay is a way larger percentage than fuel. And they would have to pay the driver better. They could pay you better if you fueled more efficiently, which you could do if they allowed you to have an open fuel card. Sam has seen JAT as far west as Utah. Oh, holy mackerel. That'd be sweet on the clock. Wouldn't that be nice over the road in Wyoming? You sit at that closure being paid $25 an hour. That's pretty good. Trucking Journeys knows that Poly Trucking pays sub miles, but I've not heard too many good things about them. On the other hand, I haven't heard too much at all about them, so take it with a grain of salt. All right, Poly Trucking hub miles. There's no reason they couldn't, right? Because they can track the hub miles remotely now, so it isn't a problem. It's not like you could just jack the thing up and run it like a Ferris Bueller all day to try and get paid. K-Dub, we only have to like 6 trucks, but they're 300 wheelbase. Right, this gigantic truck at 700 horsepower. your boss definitely cares more about class than fuel mileage, and you agree, image is everything. It's certainly a lot of it. You know, UPS washes their trucks every day. That's part of their image. They wouldn't have to do that. And showing up with a clean truck, or like you guys with these big trucks, 700 horse trucks, that makes a difference. You can say, look, we're here to move some freight. And I think that matters, where we have these companies not even paying to wash their trucks is crazy. How does that make you look when you show up? And then you show up? Exactly. That image pays. Well worth it. Mark is bilingual in Gringo and speaks Swahili. I do. People don't realize that. That's a known little fact about me, that somebody someday will be on Jeopardy. Wasn't there a spokesman? Didn't he go to jail in Indiana? He did. He's in jail right now in Indiana. Where am I from? I'm originally from Hammond, Indiana. So I don't think that there's a connection. I've seen giant poly trucking posters inside of some of the Loves. I've seen a couple of their trucks filling up in Texas. From what I see, they tend to run a lot of older. Most Subways are franchised. They still could close, I guess. Older Internationals. That's worse. They were the lowest truck, by the way. So they sell less than Mack Volvo together, International, because I never really liked them. So rocket scientists say it saves money to get paid by the hour. I think so, William. I think it does save money to get paid by the hour. Drivers, you won't have the turnover. That costs companies a fortune. If they would pay people correctly, they wouldn't have a huge turnover, and that would save them money. They don't realize that. They're thinking being cheap saves money, but being cheap is always the more expensive thing. Don't buy the cheapest thing. That's why I tell people, don't go to Walmart. Don't be the cheapest. Don't look for savings, right? People in line at Meijer yesterday trying to argue about a 50-cent coupon or whatever. Oh my God, right? It's 50 cents. Just throw the coupon away and move on. Oh no, we really bought this item. I'm like, I'll pay you the 50 cents. They're like, no, we want to make sure it goes through. I said, oh my God. You're going to argue for 50 cents? 50 cents. Open fuel card doesn't help mega fleets. They don't pay you to sit and wait at the fuel. That's true. And they unload so slow, they'd rather get that 50 cents a gallon. Well, that's probably true. If they're not running and the drivers don't care, right. And plus they can get cheaper freight that way. See, if you're not always trying to get the lowest price freight also, then it isn't a problem too. If you're selling your company on service rather than on cheapness, on cheap freight, sell on service. You drove 32.7 miles to your pickup. My company paid me 5 miles of that. Oh, that's awesome. You should ask them about that and say, where's the rest of where's my 27 miles of money? And what they're going to tell you is, oh, that's how everybody pays. Trucking journeys, there's another question. When does everybody find time to go to the truck wash? Because I'm always on JIT loads, trying to deliver early and have no time to get a truck wash. They wash our trucks every 2 weeks here while we're home. So that's how I get my truck washed. I don't know about other people. I do see a line at the truck washes all the time. Swift is very bad at not paying for their trucks to be washed. That's terrible. You don't want to have your company looking bad out there. I mean, image is everything. Absolutely. Zip to zip is more like rip to rip. Oh, that's good, right? I sent something to her phone about Subway and other. Check it out when I can. I will check it out. James Faust, are you late? A little bit. He'd be late in 31 minutes exactly. Last week I made $18.26 before taxes. Sweet. Can I borrow $20? I doubt that I could make that much if you're paid hourly, although to be fair, I rarely make that much, maybe once every 2 months. Maybe. But you wouldn't also have to work as much. How many hours would that be? How many hours did you work for that money? Let's put it that way. It's getting bad when people are arguing over a 50-cent coupon. Look, a lot of people do this. It's all part of what I said before of a mindset of scarcity versus abundance. You can't feel like I don't have 50 cents. Then you're not going to have 50 cents. Like if you always think in your life, I'm broke, you'll be broke. So you can't think, oh, I'm broke, I don't have any money. That's what you're going to be, okay? Always go there and think 50 cents is not going to bother me. I'm not arguing with somebody over 50 cents. I mean, it's crazy to sit there for 3 minutes arguing with the cashier for 50 cents. Forget it. Just throw it on the ground. I don't care. Omar, the Yang Gang is here. Yang 2020. Thank you very much for that, and I appreciate you being here today. There, we'll put that out there. Andrew Yang 2020 Gang is here. with the universal basic income. We have our own wash bay and get paid to wash them. Oh, you even get paid to wash it. You wash 2 to 3 times a week, and you only run Monday through Friday. That's nice. Free truck wash in Indiana right now. D-Boy 611, I bet. You know, here's the thing, right? I don't know about everybody else. Do you come to work in a dirty car? Maybe people do. I don't, right? My car generally cleaned. I try to keep it clean. The wife's car is always clean. That's where we travel in our Escape. It gets washed every week, sometimes more than one time a week. Why? Because I'm going to show up somewhere in a clean car. You feel better about it, and it's part of a mindset. It is, okay? I don't want to talk too much about that, but I'd be happy to talk to people about it. But pouring rain in D-Boy 611 says it's pouring rain. You wash your Ram before every hot shot run? Yeah, doesn't it? And doesn't it seem better to you? They run better. That's what I say. But it seems better. You get out of it clean. You show up at a customer like, yeah, that's my vehicle. I'm here to pick this up or whatever. Right. And they're just looking at that. What if they look at some filthy Western Express or Swift truck? How confident are they going to be? They're probably like, well, crap. It's Western Express. It's probably not going to get there anyhow. So they're like, we'll take our chances. They're selling on cheap price rather than service. And you don't make any money doing that. You can't make any money as a company selling on cheapness. We're cheap. You say, well, Mark, look at Walmart. All right, Walmart is what? Garbage stuff, right? There's no quality to it. Toyota, as I saw in an article once, makes a car every 12 hours, right? Rolls-Royce makes a car every 3 months, all right? That's what you get. You get what you get. All these major manufacturers, right, just pump out stuff. Quality versus price. I know Smith pays for 1 blue bacon per month based on your truck number. I wonder why that is. An RPA terminal has an automated truck wash. Why based on your truck number? It's like, oh, wow, Bill remembers this because I used to live in Lansing and Calumet City. Even odd lawn watering days. You probably remember that, which we had up there. So depending on your house number, you could water your lawn, even or odd days. I love it. Is Blue Bacon a franchise you can buy into? I don't know if they're franchised. Comfortable man, have to run, have to deal with a broken down car. Have a great weekend. All right, thank you for being here. And I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for stopping by at the Flying J in Breezewood, looking at a Mack cab over with 2 axles. Yikes. Mack cab over. Send a picture of that thing over here. All depends on who you know at Swift. That never happened when you worked there. All the trucks should be washed regularly, at least every 2 weeks, every week in the wintertime. Lumpers say we can unload our own trailers, and if we're lucky, they'll let us use most of their half-wheeled squeaky jacks. That's pretty good of them. The lumpers. I'd tell the company, hey, you can have these lumpers unload this trailer, because that doesn't say that anywhere. CDL, L's not for lumper. Okay, that's when you tell them, does your car get dirty while sitting at work? Yes, if it isn't raining. It does. Hey, Mark, been in listening, and I do research on CDL schools and social, either $6,500 for 6 weeks or $1,500 for 1 hour a day for 4 weeks. Really, 1 hour a day? What the heck is that? Western Distributing has a wash bay. Yeah, Western, right, at their headquarters. Most drivers get their trucks washed before they come back to Denver. At least the trucks are pretty. Look, their truck, I said this, right, Sam? They have a nice fleet. They're one of the top looking fleets on the road. There's other fleets that have good look, like Smith too, right? They have great looking trucks too. Western, great looking trucks at Western. Western paid so little, not worth working there. When I looked last year, 36 cents for an experienced driver. 36 cents. No way am I driving there. It just wasn't worth the low pay. That was less than Swift paid to start out with an experienced driver. That's crazy. We don't have to fight for loads. We haul our own pigs, so we never have to worry about being undercut. That's another good way to do it, right? Great equipment, have your own pigs, no problem. And no complaints from the loads, right? James Faust, a clean truck shows you have pride in your truck and your job. Exactly. When you show up to work, you can come to you can wash your car every once in a while too, I think, in a clean car, because that's going to show that you're going to keep your truck clean. I wax our truck I'd wax the truck one time. I only go in to wax it once in July, August, somewhere in the summer. I go and wax it, but otherwise they're kept clean, and every company should do that. It isn't like, oh, it's something unusual. A company should have their trucks to be clean out there. Maybe not UPS every day, but regularly. And here in Indiana, we use beet juice mixed with salt on the roads, liquid salt beet juice. which sticks to everything. It eats up the bottom of your vehicles. Trucking Journeys talked to Baylor Recruiter once he tried to sell you on how beautiful the truck was. Oh, sweet. Pay 31 cents a mile. That's 20 cents less than what I make. Oh, yeah, but look at the nice truck you get. You can't get that nice truck where you are, right? Alexandra, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here today. It's good to see you. Nate, I've been driving since '06. Recently applied for KLLM. They're going to give you 48 cents a mile. That's pretty good over there. That's better than it has been. Ask them, call KLLM back and ask them about their detention pay policy and have them explain it to you. Johnny, because you're running a reefer, so you're going to get some of it. Johnny, I'm getting a check for a lawsuit settlement on Swift Truck Lease. Got the letter the other day. Yes. This lawsuit, which was this guy may not be part of this lawsuit. We're not sure. Swift leased trucks, okay, and they still do. But from like 99 to, 2018, a long time. If you leased a truck from Swift through Interstate Equipment Leasing, you are entitled to a settlement from Swift due to a lawsuit settlement. Now, I have a video about it. I don't have the link in here. I didn't know this would come up, but I do have a video about it. You can get the link there, and the number is 844-330-6991. That's the number to call if you leased from Interstate Equipment Leasing from Swift. There's a lawsuit settlement. You should have already gotten a letter about it. Some people wrote to me they're getting thousands of dollars from this, so that's pretty nice. And I guess that's paying out in January, so enjoy that money. That'll buy a lot of roller wieners or a lot of stuff from the Swift store. I was a yard jockey at Western, great company and everything, but you nailed it with the pay. That's why you don't recognize. I didn't recognize any of their drivers anymore. That's the thing of it. The trucks, beautiful trucks, right? No question about it. Some of the nicest trucks I've seen on the road, but you can't. 36 cents a mile. I mean, that beautiful truck. Should I show a picture of that truck to Duke Energy for my electric bill? Yeah, look at this great truck I'm driving. I sent you half my bill and a picture of my truck to pay the other half. That doesn't pay my bills. No, come on. You can't put all the money in the truck. You got to pay people. 36 cents was crazy. I think most companies ship with the lowest rate and don't care if the trucks are dirty. Yeah, I know, and that's sad. And that's not how anybody should go through their life. Don't try to find the cheapest anything. Okay, get the thing you want. Just because something's cheap doesn't mean you're saving money on it. It could be whatever it is you're buying. But the cheapest thing is usually not the one that saves you the most money. Donald says, just a friendly reminder, don't be a bad apple and put your pee bottles or jugs of trash in the trash can. Felt bad for young kid. Pour it in the grass. Look, it's gross either way. Nope, that kid shouldn't have picked it up. You should leave it there. Please dispose of that yourself. Come on, people. And try to stop at a truck stop or something without using a bottle. I mean, oh my gosh. But yeah, throwing it out in there, nobody should have to pick. What if that was your kid? Would you want him picking that stuff up? Who knows what's in there? Oh my gosh. Trucking Journeys. If you're going to go to KLLM, why don't you just come to Smith? We have paid kitchen after the first hour. Kitchen. Somebody's doing voice texting. Guarantee it. $16 an hour, and breakdown is $100 a day. Smith would be a better choice. Certainly. Depends where you live, though. KLLM out west. I don't think Swift will run you 40, or Smith runs you 48 states, do they? Texas trucker, a trader. A clean truck, business cards, and donut bribes help me make each room productive. I agree with the donuts, right? Sometimes you start going to the same place all the time. Donuts are the way to go. Friends don't let friends drive Swift, right? Johnny says $3,900 or more. Boss just says we pay 45 cents for over-the-road drivers. That's better than 36 cents. I asked you though earlier, what about the fuel? Why don't you allow people to fuel wherever they want? Do you feel like it wouldn't be good? Drivers are experienced drivers, although I don't know if 45 cents who you're getting necessarily, but experienced drivers pretty efficient at their day. Know where to fuel, where not to fuel. How about that? How about a really experienced driver filling up wherever they want? Do you think that would save you money? JT says you could choose either hub or PC miles. That's correct, right? You can choose whichever one you want. I don't know what the hub, 54 cents it seems like. I don't remember. They're running ads for hourly pay. You can look it up. I know K-Dub works only 35 to 45 hours, 35 to 40 hours a week. Nice. Part-timer, they call you. Bring home the same pay as I did being the milkman. Got lucky with this place and get to run tractors and stuff during the spring and fall. That's not bad. So are you home? Presumably with those kind of hours, you're home every day. I know you meant detention. It's voice texting. Friends don't let friends work at England. That's the truth. Isn't 100 safe miles a diamond winner at Swift? Yes, that's how you get the diamond award. This guy's probably got the, whatever the bronze award is already right here. Because at 12 miles, that's where the first award, I think you get a shirt for that or something. That was sent in by an astute viewer, too. I love that. I've only been driving 2 years and now hauling a reefer. I'm making 48 cents. Pretty good at that. Alexandra, like it. Currently, can't work because of cancer treatment. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad LTI is standing by me through the treatment. Good. When companies do that, right, they should get rewarded for that. A lot of companies would have just kicked you to the curb. And let's hope that the treatment goes well and you get back out on the road. But K-Dub, especially since I was working around 60 hours a week before and working Saturdays. Right. Forget who wants to work on the weekends. Although we do some Saturdays here. Trucking Journeys, this is your intervention. We want you to quit your job as a trainer at CRing. I can't. It's the money that brings me there. I love having 9 people in my truck every day. K-Dub is home around 1 to 2 every day. Yeah, okay, so not bad. 35, 40 hours, home every day, nice truck, good pay. What the heck? What's bad to say about it, right? Nothing. 12 miles accident-free. Is GP Transco a debt-free company? I don't know. That wouldn't bother me either way necessarily. You've heard a lot of good things about LTI out of Missouri. I thought about going there, but they're smaller than Smith and you wanted something that was more stable. Are they, what have you heard? Are they not running stable or something like that? I'm not sure. I haven't heard that much about them. I doubt it considering how much trucks cost nowadays. You never know, right? There are companies that put on their things. They're a debt-free company or whatever. We don't run any debt. There's a big one that is debt-free. I don't remember which one it is. You can take the driver out of Swift, but you can't take the Swift out of the driver. Once you're in it, you're in it. But remember, if you leased a truck from Swift, you are entitled to a settlement. And this is over like 15 years or something. So it's 2009, beginning of 19 or 18, back for many, many years. If you leased from Interstate Equipment Leasing, Swift settled a lawsuit. Some people wrote to me they're getting $5,000, $6,000 settlements. So you may be entitled to a lot of money worth looking into. You don't have that much time left to get in on the settlement. Smith runs east of I-35. So depending where this person is for KLLM, they go out the other way. LTI has 300 drivers. All right, well, that's not necessarily bad. That's enough to have still good insurance and stuff. Because that's always the thing about this Cool Runnings that went bankrupt. They had 5 employees. I cannot imagine that if you worked there, you had any kind of great insurance, probably no insurance. And that's something that's important to me. Maybe you have it somewhere else, but K-Dub, being in tight quarters with pigs and getting poop on you is not good, but it's the price you pay to look cool. Your girlfriend isn't as happy about it as you are. Oh, you'd have to burn your clothes before you went home. I'd bring extra clothes and burn them. Weiling, you're an ex-Swiftie. Are you entitled to any of this settlement money? Did you lease a truck from them? And how much are you getting, if you don't mind us asking? Some people wrote to me and said, look, I'm getting $5,600 or whatever. I was asking because it seems the companies that pay pretty well but end up selling out, like Millis and Heartland. Is Heartland the one that's debt-free? I don't know. Maybe not. I heard LTI has less than 400, and that's too small of a company for your comfort. Look, big companies close too. Look at CF. People don't remember CF closing. I mean, they were a nationwide company that one day just closed. So because it's big, it can look at Plymouth, right? Look at Edsel. No, but seriously, a large company can close, even though it's bigger. There's no secure job. A job is the least secure thing that you can have, probably. That's depending on somebody else to write you a paycheck. That's the least secure thing you could probably have if that's how you're paying your bills. Crete goes on and on about being debt-free. That was Crete. But they're too cheap to install pre-pass. Really? They don't have pre-pass in their trucks? Come on. Do they wash their trucks? Just got to run out to Iowa a couple months ago, pick up in New Jersey. Yikes. Never worked for Mega. Haven't had the horror stories you hear about some companies. Yeah, you missed out on all of it. You could still go work there. A lot of these mega carriers would be happy to hire you if you'd like to go over there and give it a try. Alexander, you love your job at LTI. Your family member, not just a number. Insurance is good. Yeah, they're big enough to have good insurance, right? And work is steady. And don't plan on going anywhere else for a long time. Plus, they're taking care of you when you need them to. That says a lot right there. That's why Creed is debt-free, right? They don't pay those pre-pass fees. Oh, you work for a guy who leased. Well, all right. Well, great. You're somebody I always wanted to ask somebody about that. Why would you work for somebody leasing a truck from a company rather than working for that company directly? I've always wondered how that, why, what prompted you to do that? Why have a middleman in there? U.S. Express is offering to pay an entire 4-year degree, from an online college, as long as you keep driving for them. Can you trust this? Yeah, they're going to do it, but I did a video about this too. This college has been sued by the Department of Education in a number of states that they're using because their degrees are worthless. The degree's no good that you get from them. You can't do anything with it. You just can't. And again, college also not a ticket to success, certainly. As far as you know, bar none is debt-free. All right, that's another one. Do they have pre-pass? Still don't smell as bad as some guys I see in the truck stop. That's true, K-Dub. Exactly. You're like, wow, I'd rather stand next to this guy. At least you go clean it up. Jeez. I totally agree, and it's disgusting. There's no reason for it. Heartland is debt-free, but they don't buy new trucks. As long as the trucks are okay, I don't have to have a brand new truck. I thought a marriage was the least secure thing in Alexandria. It depends, I guess, on how that goes, right? Here, first wife here, 23 years, so don't plan on getting another wife. James Faust, CF closed with no warning. I know, right? One morning, the guys came in, and there were just signs on the gates that were closed. And this is a nationwide, huge company. So just because a company's larger doesn't mean they couldn't just close tomorrow. It could happen. Wild Bill has some cheddar wieners in the freezer that you just found. Time to hit the microwave and get some breakfast going. The ones buying new everything is the ones you need to watch out for. Buying new is either incurring debt or spending the capital. Well, it depends how much you make, right? Debt is never the problem. As we go back to this, right? Debt isn't your problem, right? Income is your problem. You don't have too much debt. You just don't make enough money. So it's the scarcity of problem versus abundance, right? Nobody has too much debt. You just don't make enough money. Proof of that, what if you made $10,000 a month more than you make it right now? Would your debt be your problem? No. You'd be like, oh, I can pay all my bills, no problem. Debt's not your problem. Go make more money. Income. Increase your income. Debt, not a problem. Night transportation is debt-free. All right, they have nice trucks there. Didn't want to lease through Swift because that's a bad idea, and he offered me more money to drive his truck. How does he offer you more than Swift? I'm really curious about this. How you can drive for somebody leasing on and they pay you more than the actual company itself. Did you not get any benefits? Let's ask about that. Well, how about the benefit comparison? Start rolling the wieners, Wild Bill. Exactly. Get those heated up. Alexander started with Useless Express. That's unfortunately a lot of people. They're a joke. That's true, but you didn't know that then, right? I dealt with sexual harassment. I know it's a huge problem, and they did nothing about it. I'm not surprised that any women that started in any of these companies remain drivers for their lives is just incredible to me, because I cannot imagine it's any kind of great thing at all. I gotta believe it's horrible. Just from the stories people have told me, it's probably 1,000 times worse than that. And that you're still driving is something. I feel for the women, and because the companies don't do anything, I don't care. Because there's somebody right behind you. They just don't care. PIE in Preston closed. Oh, right. Way older, but right. The 151 line closed. Just one day closed, and they are huge, right? These places, big, CF big. Your company is bigger, can't close. It could close. It doesn't mean it'll close. It could close. Swift is pro driver free. Yeah, if they're not washing their trucks. Bar None has pre-pass, but stop buying new trucks. They don't have APUs. Forget that. Nor trucker GPS. That's okay with me, but they'll let you idle. And if you have experience, I feel you should know how to navigate. That's true. I don't like truck GPS. The one that we had, Garmin, did a horrible job. The built-in one, I don't like it. I don't use it. Other people have used different ones on here that say they work good. I'm just not a fan of them. Maybe because I started without it, and so we had to navigate around with a map. I mean, Wild Bill, he had to navigate around with tablets. So stone tablets that were carved out by the people, that founded the place. So that's really something how that, and he made it. So some drivers here lease from someone else because their license isn't clean enough to work for another company. Oh, that's one interesting way to do it. I work for a company with 4 trucks. I'm thinking of the tablets. And we get free company paid health insurance. That's very good. 401 and company match, 3 weeks of vacation and paid holidays. Some small places have good benefits. They are really free company paid insurance with 4 trucks is really good. I mean, even you think that is unusual in the industry. That is very good. I'm not a huge fan of the debt-free life model. I know Ramsey really likes that plan. I agree, and it works for people, but I'm the opinion that there's such a thing as good debt. All right, especially look at who you are, General Motors, right? Bar None is owned by Knight, but they run under there like their own. We didn't even park at Knight terminals. Yeah, it's like a separate thing. But you're right about Ramsey. He does no debt for people, and I agree, right? So I don't have, other than my cars, I don't have any credit cards or anything. But I think that people's problem with debt is they don't make enough money. I love that from the Big Bang Theory when he's talking to Penny. Oh, Mark goes off on a tangent. That's the surprise. And she's broke, and he says, you know what occurred to me? It would solve all your problems if you simply had more money. And she's like, yeah, that occurred to me too. I'm like, that's brilliant. Right, exactly. If you just have more money, your problems will be solved. Smith's hiring area is New England down to over the Northeast and East Coast of Wisconsin. Yeah, they don't hire the whole country. The middleman gives you 1099. I'm wondering of that too. I'm waiting to see from Wyland if he got a 1099. I'm at a smaller owner-operator company, 30 trucks, and they reimburse for things like that smaller carriers don't do. Some of these small places do pretty good about that. He got $1.09 a mile. Holy crap. As a lease operator, paid you 50 cents and had no insurance, but Swift didn't offer it then. I ended up going back to company driver and trainer. So he made a 59-cent split buying the truck and everything. How much money could he have possibly made on that truck? If he's bidding $1.09 and he's paying you 50 cents, this owner is getting 59 cents a mile. And presumably he's buying the fuel and everything. Holy crap. That doesn't seem like a good plan. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about running a truck. I don't own a truck, so it seems like there's more than 59 cents of expenses. Any owner-operators, does it cost you 59 cents a mile to own a truck, including leasing it from a company? There's a thing as good debt. You were debt-free for years, but had to get some things on your credit because I needed something to show stability. That's what people are saying, right? Add stuff to your credit report to show stability. Alexander, companies can go belly up anytime, especially in the transportation. Quality of drivers doesn't mean quality of the company. That's correct. Any company. Or all of us, we could all be out of a job tomorrow because the company doesn't, because the company closes. The WARN Act doesn't protect us, does it, Kane Wayne? The WARN Act? No. The WARN Act doesn't, the Worker Adjustment, Retraining, and Notification Act, which is supposed to provide 60 days of notice. All they do to the companies is say, oh, you should have given those drivers notice. Nothing is happening to anybody. There's no teeth to it at all. I had to stop going west because I dropped my tablet and it broke into dust. You had no more anything to do. Plus, it was blank beyond the Arizona territory. It didn't say anything on it. I think it just kind of ended there. You saw a New England motor freight straight truck in Pennsylvania. Wow. They sold all that stuff at auction a few months ago. They had a huge auction. I wonder if anybody bought one and sold all that stuff. So they should paint that over. GPS is getting people hosed. I use Google Maps and an atlas just pre-trip before you head out and haven't had issues. Every now and again you got hosed, but we've all been down the old country. Yeah, look, you got to go down a weird road sometimes. Absolutely. But these trucker atlas, trucker map GPS things, I'm not a fan of them. I tried it around here and just around in Lafayette, and it was sending you down a residential area. Turn right. I'm like, no, you can't go down here. This is all residential, which I knew because I live here. And I thought, oh, this is not going to be great. So it isn't great. Alexandra, the WARN Act is hardly enforced like it should be. The big wigs get away with murder. Yeah, they don't do anything. They have this law, oh, you have to give notice. Nobody gives notice, and they go, well, you're supposed to give notice. And that's how it ends. K-Dub gets all your insurance paid. That's really good. and 2 weeks paid vacation from the start, and we're super small. You always work for small companies. I should work for a small company. You guys have a better deal than me. Is Service Transport Company a good employer? I don't know. I don't know anything about them. So he did a 1099 in Wyland. So you got 50 cents, 1099 still, which you were getting hosed on that, of course. He was supposed to pay all your benefits that he didn't pay. He's still only making 59 cents straight split on it. There's no way he made any money on that truck. That's crazy. I'm glad you're not doing that either. That's probably more than you would have got at Swift, though, right? They wouldn't pay you 50 cents a mile. Smith does not hire in Florida. They can't get out of there. Do hire out of the very bottom of Minnesota and Michigan, eastern half of the Midwest. They hire basically this side of the E35. Do the changes to the hours of service go into effect nationwide yet? Oh, no. That's what they proposed to change today. In fact, today is the last day to comment on it. They're still taking comments. There's a link in the description. If you want to make your comments heard, you have until midnight, probably Eastern, that's where Washington, D.C. is, tonight, to make your comments heard. They are not going to go into effect. My thing, I'm going to say February, March at the earliest. We don't have any kind of date yet of what will happen. As soon as they announce it, I will say what date it's going to be. But they said it's going to be months, yet I'm looking at late winter at the soonest. I tried to go to bar none, but when you called the recruiter, they wanted to tell you they didn't have any detention or breakdown and layover because they just don't have that problem. Oh, we don't have this problem. Well, I would say, well, then why don't you pay $50 an hour for it since it never happens? And so that would be really great. Yeah, but I agree with you, right? I work for a friend. It's just the two of us, and it works great. Good. It's probably better than the 1099 deal anyway. And believe me, here's the thing. You were in a big risk because here's a guy getting $1.09. You're getting 50 cents of that, so he's getting 59 cents. And he's probably, Swift doesn't pay their full amount on empty miles. This guy is just 2 seconds away from going broke and you losing your job because he loses the truck. So there's that problem too. I'm not going to take that risk. They run into a problem for the first time and you don't get paid, right? Or you don't get paid for some week, right? Mob says your truck costs $1.49 to run. So if you're getting $1.09 and paying a driver 50 cents, how would that work out for you? How long before you're in bankruptcy court? Can you imagine getting $1.09 and paying somebody 50 cents? That's amazing. Knowing what I know now, would I still become a driver if you could start over? Yeah, I mean, I like driving. I really do. Driving is enjoyable to me. I got to see the whole country. It's always paid the bills. There's always a need for drivers. So yeah, absolutely, right? What else was I going to do at that time? Really nothing. So driving is a great way to go get a career that, although it may not be stable the job you are on, you can get fired or let go anytime. There's another job waiting for you right around the corner. It's one of the few careers that can do that all these years. Multi-Group Logistics had 500 trucks out of Chicago went under overnight a few years back. They're just done. 500 trucks, done. At least in Chicago, there's plenty of Russian firms they can go to work for. He didn't make anything. My boss now doesn't make much off your truck, and we charge $250. Right. This guy you were driving for, there's no way he made any money on that truck. No way. Wyland's got to jump and strap the load, and you'll be back, all right? Trucking journeys as far as vacation pay, you like Smith because they take your total average from your last year. So the more you earn, the more you're going to get paid. That's about 75% of places I look at do it that way. Only the worst places pay like a flat rate or whatever. The largest place you've been in was PTL, and they have 1,000 trucks. I think they're bigger than that now. They're one of the largest places in the country. Trucking journeys, take a vacation, right. You get paid when you take a vacation, a week's pay, which is what you should get. And you should get a day's pay when you have a holiday, a day's pay. Told your recruiter to use Google Maps, and was told that was okay. He had no problem taking my check for fines or damages. Was told better by a Garmin. I'm just not a fan of the truck ones. I'm not. So the video you did about new hours of service was just what they are deciding. Yes, exactly. That is the proposal, which you can see if you go click the link. It's got all the proposal there. It's the FMCSA website. They now want comments through today, last day. They will then look at these comments. They have to have another hearing, and they have a proposed date that they will go into effect, at which point they actually said there'll probably be lawsuits to hold it up. But barring that, you're looking at late winter as the effect date. Nothing this year. I cannot imagine it doing it this year because they have to have so many days after they look at the comments too. I was never in detention at bar none. But it's supposed to be at 20 an hour. All right. That's something. If I had to do it over, you would drive again. Made great money. Saw a lot of the country and made more retirement than most make driving now. Exactly. I mean, it's a good job. Pays well for little to no education, really. Grade school education, most places. You don't need much, and it's not that complicated to do, even though now it's harder with all the regulations. Absolutely. You get to see the whole country, go all over the place, get paid. Yes. What is my opinion of self-driving and electric trucks? Well, I love electric trucks for short haul stuff. In fact, GP Transco is going to get an electric truck in, which I'm going to go see here in the spring, hopefully when they get the truck in. So that should be fun. Self-driving trucks, not going to happen decades before you get any kind of a number of self-driving trucks that are taking over. And there's a few of them now. Before there's any number of them, and they'll always be drivers. To get a truck figured out to get through Manhattan, oh my God, we'll all be long dead before they get all that figured out. They'll always need drivers to get the freight to the docks. They may take you terminal to terminal out on the open highway across 80 or something. But once they need you to go into, somewhere, forget it, right? And then they'll bring you over to Chicago, and outside of town somewhere, there'll be a drop lot, and some driver is going to deliver that load. Norman, I've been driving 30 years and basically hated every moment of it. But I've always paid the bills, and there are things you would hate more. So I would hate something worse, so I'm going to do this, right? I think if you don't like it, quit. It's always a good time to quit and go do something else, right? J-file trucking is in your blood. Yeah, Wild Bill, right. Exactly. It's a great career. Keep your record clean. You'll always have a job. Always. No matter trucking apocalypse, all that garbage, you'll always have a job. Truck GPS need to put your truck information in. I know. I did that on ours. Never had a problems. Now I even changed the gross weight to actually weight. No, I put 80,000 in there. They have you fill that out on this Garmin thing. Your height, your width, your weight, do you want to use toll roads? I did all that. And it still took me down a residential street here that I know is not a truck street, 2 minutes getting into my drive. So, and it didn't go any better than that the rest of the night. It's not great. There might be others that are great, but I'm not a fan of them, and I'm not going to ever trust that over what I know to be correct. Did I see the new technology the Freightliner just introduced to their Cascadias? I know they put out an article about it, and it was really weird. Like, what are they doing in them that is different? You enjoyed your time driving, but you're glad you're getting out of it? Well, I mean, if it's time to get out, it's time to head out. Maybe there's still something you can do in trucking, though. Small company haul 90% of your own freight. Start off at 50 cents plus 5,000 sign-on. That's great. That's the name of a camera, Lightica, right? Camera. I'm telling you that better experience if you use a Rand McNally. That might be. This is just what was built in. I don't want one, so I don't have one necessarily because I guess from starting out I never had one. I made it all around the country without, hitting bridges and stuff. Drove local in Chicago. Never hit a bridge. I'm not dependent. I don't want to depend on that. I want to use these kind of things as just an addition to stuff that I already know, but I want to know the route. The Rand McNally Atlas, I can look up the specific truck routes, and you can Google Maps your route in advance, your satellite, and drive down the street that you're going to go down before you even get there. So that's why I'm just not going to be able to use it, right? But it is time for me to head on out. Bridget says, thank you for being here, of course. Gracie, though, she's not impressed with anything that's going on, but thanks you for being here, too, and so do I. Don't forget, of course, to hit a blue parrot. If you're going to wear it, make it a parrot. Always. I love blue parrots. I really do. I don't get paid for saying any of these things either. I love GP Transco. There's information about them. Nobody pays me for anything. And don't forget to see Jay, Auto Transport Intel, 8 p.m. live on YouTube on his channel, 8 p.m. Central tomorrow. Go over there and say hi to Jay. Get some business coaching if you need it. He can take care of all those things for everybody. Jay and Oida. And look, I actually put the number on there this week. I forgot last week. It's on there. I'm a member. It's the best chance that we have. Are they great? No. But it's the best chance we've got right now, So join them if you can. There's a couple Marmons to wrap up the show, of course. And as I clicky more things over here, I can't believe I'm making clicking things. And then we're back to that. Okay. Okay, so instead of beeping at you when you leave your lane, auto steer. Okay, so like a car, right? And it'll slow down itself to stop and go, like adaptive cruise, my car. So our Escape has all that stuff. And resume the speed by itself. It'll work like that. I wonder if it'll work as good as the car does. Be interesting to check that out in the new one. Our Escape has that stuff on it. I don't have it auto steer back in the lane. I only have it warn me, because sometimes I may want to get around a car or whatever, and it tries to force you back in your lane. So not great. They were calling Detroit Assurance, right? And they mentioned something about the new terrain map. Oh, okay, like a Rolls Royce, right? Be careful. Look at the subway thing. I will look into it, right? Was that from Sir Spook, though? That's my question. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Alexandra. You too. You too. Let us know how you're doing, okay? So that we can get you back on the road where you belong, right? Just bought a Garmin. It shows only one route. I liked your Rand McNally better. I don't like the Garmin. I didn't like it. I don't think it did a good job. I just didn't think it was great. So otherwise, thank you, everybody, for being here. Wow, Bill was here today with us with his stone maps. Michael was here. Alexandra, please be safe out there and get some rest and do whatever you need to do. Trucking Journeys, thank you for coming in. Today, Michael Muller was first. I appreciate you being here. James Faust, it is always good to see you here. Thank you for coming in today. K. Wayne and K. Dub Milkman were here today with Mob. Nathan was here. Wyland, thanks for that Swift information. Oscar, thank you for the owner-operator information. That was really interesting. I never get to talk to an owner-operator like that. Thanks for informing everybody. I appreciate you being on here. Harlem is here, of course. We also have the Yang. We also want to mention Yang 2020 out here, as always. William, thanks for coming in. The GM Mark of Excellence, Chrome Daddy, AC, Bright is here. Rumpelstiltskin, D-Boy 611. I have to go make my company some money, so they don't gripe at me, though. And we will, of course, be back next Monday at 1 p.m. for more excitement and news of pumpkin sales where drivers are squashed. All right. Thanks for being here. I will see you next week.